Is that the Billdo-T-Baggins joining us?
That is me, buddy. Just making sure all my shit works.
Marty, did I tell you I'm writing a book?
You're writing a book?
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
Yeah. 100 ways to walk your dog. Japanese cuisine made easy.
Walk. Boom, boom.
Dad jokes all day.
You want them? Okay. Let me hear you, Bill.
How you doing, bud?
Together.
I'm Maddy. Yeah, you know me. You can't get me talking. I'm just quiet.
Yeah, you're shy.
I am. I'm at the Circle Bar. And
did I tell you after you said, had you been to the Circle Bar, that I actually Googled where it was, trying to find like where it was? And then I realized, no, I didn't. And then I realized I'd actually walked past it and been there before. I just thought it was a place.
Same. I was like, funny. What is this Circle Bar everybody's talking about? And then my friend like literally like just pointed to it, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, you try to search. You try to search Vegas Circle Bar, and nothing comes up. And you're like, wait a minute. It's like, no, that's not the name of the bar. That's just what everybody calls it.
Because it's shaped like a circle.
Yeah.
There you go. I was looking at your lamp there.
Yeah, sorry, that was bright as shit.
Good to see you, Bill.
Likewise, Tom. How you feeling, bud?
Better now. Saturday was kind of Sunday was Monday I thought I was turning a quarter. It was not. And then Tuesday was what, yesterday? Yeah. Today, we're good.
You were turning tricks. What?
And Maddy, you didn't catch shit while there?
Like, in the sense of COVID, I was like not feeling great. Like, I felt like I had a cold the whole week. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if it's COVID, but I felt like I kind of felt like dog crap. But
man, most of the guys I know came back and, like Tom, Saturday, boom, down for the count.
Really?
Some of them are still wiped out and feeling like complete shit.
Yeah. And I couldn't tell if I was getting sick just because I was tired and like tired of walking around and being around other like people, or if it was like actually.
I think it's both, though, to be honest. Like, you're fatigued, you're dehydrated, all that freaking air conditioning air, sitting on a plane. I think, maybe a simple cold becomes more of a cold when you're dealing with that.
Yeah, and then you're talking so much like throughout the whole week that I think everybody's throats got sore, too, and it started coughing and stuff. And I'm like, I don't think that's COVID. I think that's just like we've been talking for 6 days straight.
Is this your first SHOT Show, Maddy?
Yeah, I had never been before.
So this happens every year. Ever since they've had this, it's called the SHOT Show Crud.
Oh, it's like boot camp.
And it happens. Yeah. It happens every single year, and it's the same. And it's a combination of everything Tom said. It's the dry weather that's out there. It's the fatigue. The going constantly, all the talking, being around people from all over the world. So you're getting everybody's germs. COVID has been around for forever. It's just been called the SHOT Show Crud.
Right.
I don't know if you can see
in the dry
this.
air too.
Oh, that's brilliant! You lucky bastard.
Wait a minute.
That's a good one.
So it says COVID on one side, 3 years going strong, and then on the other side, it says SHOT Show Crud, like 43 years and still going.
Kicks the shit
and
out of
the lady
COVID.
that made it, she was like, you flip a coin depending on which one you get. You're just like, what am I going to get? COVID.
That was cool. Where did you get that?
That's funny.
From the lady that makes our patches.
Oh, sweet.
It's called Tough Products, TUFF Products.
Oh, I actually saw that there. I think they had a booth, didn't they?
They did.
I want one of those. I want one.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try to reach out and see if I can get a handful of them.
Reach out and touch someone.
I ended up with a nice coin this time. It was from a Secret Service guy, part of the CAT program. So I was really stoked to get an actual coin.
Cool.
I like the whole way it comes about when you get a coin.
Show it.
It's like,
show it to us. This show is about show and tell. So we got a video audience.
Go get one of the DDM.
Oh, Bill's gonna get mad at me because I don't think he got one.
I love it. That's awesome.
Hunter 7.
Nice.
Very
and then
I love it when people get stuff that Bill doesn't get because he gets so pissed. Ooh, that's nice.
That is nice.
You got some nice coins this time. You got all these at SHOT Show?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I didn't seek them out. You know, it's like it
Sure.
just happened organically.
Yeah. Buy a drink or two here or there.
So,
Get a coin. Didn't even buy a drink. Huh?
not even that. Though I did. Oh, I gotta tell you, circle ball story.
Yeah.
I close out my. The night that the last night we were there together. I get my bill, $370.
Was that a bargain or was that high?
Hampstead, you cocksucker! How many people did you buy drinks on my bill? So
None.
no, wait. There's a better story. So
Okay, good.
I look at it and I go, listen, I don't know how much of a fight you're going to put up with this. That's not my bill. I said, I know for a fact I had like 3 whiskey sours. You had a drink. I think I bought one other. So it should be like around $100. So the guy's like, well, this is the card that was there. And I go, you need to look again. Comes back about 5 minutes later. He's like, yeah, I made a mistake. I was like, okay, good.
Thank God.
Yeah. But actually, when I first saw it, I was like, damn you, Bill, you thirsty little mother.
You're like,
I
when
would
did
not
Marty
do that
show
to you.
up?
It's a tax write-off. It's fine.
You will fear me.
Hey, it was worth it. That's all you gotta say. It was worth it. Look at these cool challenge coins I got. Hey, do you guys have the swag and stuff you got? I want you to show your swag that you got too on the show.
That's it. That's all I got.
That's all you
Got like a
got?
few patches. They really didn't hand out that much this year.
I know Bill
The
got
patch
probably
game
2 bags full.
sucked. The patch game sucked.
Bill's probably got
You
2
want no
bags
Maddy?
full
I
of
got a
swag.
few, maybe. Hold on.
You need one of these.
Oh yeah, you need one of those.
Oh yeah, that's
She'll be back.
that's
Show it
sitting
to
on
her.
the roof of my FJ.
No, the patch game was lame.
So the patches suck. We're doing the show now. This is the show. I'm doing it. I don't know when Andrew's going to show up. He'll probably show up right on time. What is that? So we're looking at swag.
Poppies of War. Elaine.
All right, you see this shirt, right?
I know exactly. I emailed Zach today.
But wait,
There's more.
But wait,
You
there's
missed out
more.
on this, Maddie.
Oh, you got the Sparland ones? I got the little
Oh no, this is
retro
it.
Angstead.
Is that a purse? You got a purse, Bill?
It goes on your plate carrier.
Yeah, it's a purse.
Oh, you bastard!
Is that a
I
guy's
got
hoodie?
the actual Poppies of War shirt.
Oh,
Oh
nice.
no, badge.
Jacket.
Oh,
Jacket.
jacket.
And who makes
Yeah, I talked to
those?
Zach. Adi Gear.
Adi. But wait, there's still more.
You
Oh,
said
see,
you didn't
Tom's
get any
kicking my ass
swag.
today.
So for our audience who is doing the audio only, you got to go to our video to see all this. It's visual. It's a visual show. So Tom's pulling something else out of his butt.
Wait, are we recording this right now?
I'm recording. This is too good not to record.
He always does.
Oh, I was like,
I don't think anybody said anything that we couldn't put out there yet. So if there is, I'll edit it. We're still waiting on Andrew too, but we'll go ahead and get started. So while you guys are dicking around there, let's welcome in the audience. So Leadheads, we're back with another episode of the Talking Lead podcast. Thanks for tuning in. If you didn't get an opportunity, make sure you go back to the last couple of episodes where we had the author of the Bob Lee Swagger series, Stephen Hunter. Great author, great dude. He's a 2A proponent, and he's known for getting very detailed with his firearms description and kit description in his novels. This is his 12th novel in the Bob Lee Swagger series. It's called Targeted. So if you haven't had an opportunity to go, and it should be released now. What is today? The 20th? Yeah, it's out in stores. You can buy it. So if you're a big Bob Lee Swagger fan, you know who Bob Lee Swagger is, Maddie?
heard the name.
Did you watch the movie Shooter?
No.
You haven't seen Shooter with Mark Wahlberg?
No, I haven't, honestly.
You got to go back and watch that movie. You'll like it. It's a good
Okay.
movie.
I've seen it like 3 times. I love that.
Yeah.
movie.
3? I've seen it like 3 times a week. It's a really good movie.
Is that good?
It's a pretty good movie. So it's based on his first novel in that series called Point of Impact. So make sure you guys go back, check out that episode. And we talk about a whole lot more than just his book. Brian Keeney co-hosts with me on that episode. And, of course, it gets a little brainy. You guys know Brian. He's a big engineer dude with a big brain, so he had some big questions. I felt I was insecure with my questions. I was like, when you going to kill somebody next in your book, boy? I love you.
Kind of like my dumpy question.
Kind of like Bill's dumpy questions that he posts to try to win prizes. And then before that, we had our AK Corner Season 4 kickoff. And I just got this from Mission First. As everybody knows, Mission First is the sponsor of the Talking Lead podcast. And this is the cool dump trays that they made for our guests that we had on the season finale of the Talking Lead AK Corner. The one where we had Jim Fuller and Sonny Pazikas and Jeff Kirkham and all kinds of cool people. Marco Vorbiv. You guys see that? It's
very nice.
It's an AK.
Very nice.
Pretty cool.
So those were specially made for our guest. But if you want one like that, Mission First can do anything on these dump trays. So get in touch with missionfirsttactical.com. Let them know you're a lead head. Use the code LEADHEAD, and you're going to get 20% off any of your orders there. Here's some that we've done in the past with them. And Maddy, these make good armorer's trays too, or gunsmithing trays. So when you're cleaning your guns and stuff.
Yeah.
Put your parts
Good
in
size
there.
too.
Huh?
Wait, you have to clean your guns?
I'll have
my
to.
guns like occasionally.
If you shoot that corrosive ammo in AKs, yeah, you want to do that. Here's one we did with Billdo for the Feds and the FLIOA conference this year. So,
Got any extras of those?
do I have any extras of these? No.
Yeah. Ah, shit.
No, your girl Brenda took them all, so check with her if you want one of those.
If you really need one, Bill, I'll give you mine and just hook me up with something different. That's fine.
Oh, no, it's fine. I was just curious.
You got
Trying
one,
to
didn't
get
you?
all
that
good.
American Challenge coin.
Oh, so you'll give my stuff. You'll trade my swag away.
Oh,
No,
I hear you.
no. I was supposed to put you on mute when I said that. I'm sorry.
So joining me this episode, and what we're going to be doing on this episode, if you saw our Instagram post, we're going to be talking about SHOT Show. So our guests today were people who attended SHOT Show and actually walked around and got to see everything. So we're going to get their perspective on SHOT Show, talk about a few other things. I talked to some of the vendors that were there also and got some feedback from them, just to kind of see if it was a triumphant return or if it was a bust. And we'll find out soon enough. But let me go around and introduce our guests. We've got one we're still waiting on. Maybe he'll jump in here in just a minute. And I'll start with the most senior of our guests, as in you've been on more times than anybody that's on here. Billdo-T-Baggins, ladies and gentlemen. Billdo, welcome in.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Don't forget from the Michigan Hampshire.
Billdo-T-Baggins from the Michigan Shire of the Hamps. Welcome in, Bill.
Thanks, buddy. Good to be back. It's
So
been a while.
you went to SHOT Show and you were representing Talking Lead along with FLIOA.
Yes, sir.
And we'll talk about that. Also joining us, this is his third? Is this your third time? Fourth time? Just two?
Ooh.
Just two. I thought you'd been on at least three.
Nope, FLIOA, and this.
And that, okay.
That's it.
You weren't on the prior FLIOA? Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen.
What cracks me up is when Bill introduces me, he says, yeah, we know each other, and we all think about it and go like 3-4 years, and they're like, no, it's just been a year, man.
It's just been a year, yeah. Thomas Kane with INFORCE, but he's here as Thomas Kane today.
Oh, all right.
And you can talk. We're going to talk INFORCE too, because INFORCE has got some new stuff that we want to talk about. So yeah, definitely. Got it right here. We're going to talk about that. And then a newbie. We've got a new guy, and sometimes a girl joining us. It's Maddy Scholar or Schooler.
Yeah.
Is that you say it Scholar? Okay.
Yeah.
I just call her Maddy Dawg. That's her handle on Instagram. If you go to Maddy Dawg Training, you'll find her there. And we met at the Georgia event.
Yeah, I think it was the Big Daddy Unlimited whole weekend.
Yeah. I can't remember who introduced us, but I'm glad.
It was Jason.
It was. Yeah, it was Jason. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Jason.
Excuse me.
Yeah, Jason with Daniel Defense. So thanks to Jason for making that intro. We're going to learn more about Maddy as we get into the show. She's got her own training company, but go check her out on the grams. It's at Maddy Dawg Training.
I think it's Maddy Dawg _training. One of the two.
Something like that. But you'll find her there. What I thought was really cool, and I want to talk about it, is you've got this post of you on a biplane. And I want to talk about that. And you got a video too, right?
Do have a video.
And that's really you.
Yep.
Oh, shit. Okay, yeah, we got to talk about that. That's going to be awesome. That's going to be fun. And then maybe joining us, he's running a few minutes late, apparently. I'll make sure I didn't get a text. He joined us a few episodes back, Andrew Cousins, with Forward Movement Training, and he also is an author. He wrote the novel A Failed State, is going to be joining us too. He was walking around, and I think when he was on our last show, he mentioned that they were in search of a new virtual trainer or simulator or something like that. So we'll see how successful he was in those endeavors as well. So welcome in, everybody. Appreciate you joining us. Don't everybody talk at once. Yeah. Woo. Glad to be on the show. Thanks for having us.
I remember the first time I worked with you and like we were chatting. And then all of a sudden you hit the play button and it was like.
Yep.
He just crickets. No, Tom.
You know, it's not video, dude. It's just voice. Oh, my bad.
Whereas this one's video. This one's video and voice.
Yeah.
So
I got dressed up for the occasion.
you're getting the best of both worlds on this one. So I didn't prepare you guys for the jackwagon segment. So I'm sure nobody has jack wagons or anything like that. So we'll probably skip that segment this episode. I don't have anybody that comes to mind for a jack wagon. So Maddy, we do this segment. It's called the Planes and Trains, which, you know, with your plane thing made me think of it. But it's where we call out on the jackwagon train is stupid people, idiots, people we disagree with, point of views maybe we disagree with, or maybe you just had a bad experience with Kroger. Who knows? You know. And you just want to vent. So it's a good venting segment. So if anything comes to mind, we could do the train. Do you have anybody you want to call out?
I do not.
No.
To be totally honest with you.
Happy you get along with everybody. I figured Bill won't call out anybody. He's just that way.
No,
Tom, I know you could get somebody to flip up a hat. So.
Hoorah, Semper Fi, do or die, hold 'em high at 8th and I. It is time for the talking lead jackwagon of the week, so brace yourself, baby.
You want to call somebody out? Being a jackwagon?
I think the one recently in my mind was, actually it has to do with SHOT Show. There was a heavy reinforcement of masks. And I kind of feel at this point that if you want to do your part and wear a mask, I mean, there's some people out there that should wear masks, but I don't want to get into that right now. But hey, wear a mask, protect yourself. But if you choose not to be protected and other people have a mask on, I think people that don't wear masks are on the same playing field as the other people that don't wear a mask, meaning they're not worried. They understand they're taking a risk. And the people that are still going to be protected. Somebody next to me wearing a mask and I'm not, I've got a mask on. No big deal. But I think they were very heavy-handed during SHOT to the point it made people a bit uncomfortable. Almost a Gestapo type enforcement, and I think it put not only the enforcers in a bad spot, but it just didn't shine a good light on SHOT Show.
Yeah, that's a good point, and I'm glad you brought that up because that's perfect for the jackwagon because I've talked to several people, and that was kind of a thing. So before I get into what I've heard, let's go around the table here. Maddy, what was your experience with that?
Like with the mask, all the mask stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. The way they enforced it was kind of aggressive. I watched one of the safety officers like scream across the floor at this one guy for not wearing a mask, and I was like, no, there's better ways to handle it. She could have walked up to him directly, or like pulled him aside, or just not embarrassed him, I guess. Like, I thought that was kind of uncalled for, and I saw that multiple times in like various degrees, I guess. But yeah, it was kind of off.
And was it the hotel or the event that was enforcing it? It wasn't actually the NSSF. It was the hotel staff, wasn't it?
I don't know. It was like
the venue staff.
They had safety officer on their shirt. I don't know if it was from SHOT Show or if it was contracted through the hotel. I don't know.
Well, because they got to use union for most of that stuff, so it's probably some venue union group, I'm sure, probably was doing that. Like the same people who hold the signs.
I saw it at the hotels, like at the main gates and stuff when you go to your room. And I'll be honest with you, they were classy about it. And if you didn't have one, they'd hand you one. Not a big deal. But I think in the venue itself it was very, excuse me, I'm gonna sneeze, heavy-handed and aggressive. Yeah. Actually aggressive. And I think in any other forum, if somebody came up to me like that, I'm not saying they would have caught hands, but
yeah,
I think a lot of people were respectful, trying to be pretty respectful to the event, but at the same time, it was.
Bill, what was your experience?
Maddy said.
Same as Maddy and Tom, but I actually thought of a hero, and I'll get to that when we get there.
Okay.
Yeah, the first couple of days were really bad. Even when I walked in my hotel with plexiglass up, I was asked to put a mask on, and I'm just sitting there. You gotta be fucking kidding me! I'm this far away from you with plexiglass, and whatever. But at the show, same thing as Maddy, same thing as Tom. It was pretty heavy-handed.
Yeah. And I'm just specifically talking about the show, but outside the show, they were still doing that too in the hotels and the casinos. I understood that you couldn't gamble unless you wore a mask. You couldn't go to a table unless you wore a mask at some hotels. No?
I didn't notice that, but
in general, we're like every time you walk in, they'd be like, hey, put a mask on. But it was like, at least they would hand you one if you didn't have it. Because a lot of the times, like I'm from Georgia, they don't really enforce that here.
Yeah.
So I'd totally forget. I walk out of my hotel, not remember to bring my mask, but at least they would hand
Free
it
America.
to you when you got there. Probably ask you, as opposed to yelling at you across the room.
Yeah.
But
so I talked to some people, and they said, and then at the show specifically, they said the first day and a half, they were really stringent about it, and yeah, like you said, calling people out, being real Gestapos about it, douchebags about it. But as the show went on, and I guess whatever, they got more laxed, then they weren't really as stringent about it. And most of the pictures that I've seen with people doing their Instagram stuff and Facebook and posts, they're not wearing masks, and people in the background aren't wearing masks.
right.
And there's some vendors that I talked to, and they were like, they were telling me that if you got 3 warnings, they would kick you out. You got 3 warnings on mask, and on your 3rd one, they would kick you out. And Bill and I know
happening to one person.
Bill and I know somebody who I guess got close to that, but then they bowed up and used their money power, as a SHOT Show vendor, and said, hey, fuck you. You're going to pull this shit on us. We'll pull our shit and we'll get the fuck out of here.
And that's my hero.
Yeah. And they shut the fuck up and left him alone. So
after that allegedly happened, everything chilled way the hell down. So that was kudos to that company for having balls.
Yeah.
So,
and that's,
I think
which is a testament.
I think the whole hypocrisy, the whole hypocrisy of it is you go to Circle Bar and there's 400, 800 people standing elbow to elbow and it's completely okay. So, you can't, I understand that it stops the spread, it slows it down, but at the same time,
it really doesn't, though, and it's not been proven that it does. Actually, it's been proven that it doesn't. So it does not stop the spread. It doesn't prevent it. It doesn't stop it. It's useless. It's a mechanism that they use. It's a device for control and for show. It's like, oh, at least we're doing something. Well, are you really? You're really not. So I wanted to talk about that because that was another thing too. And I know some of the companies required their employees to have vaccinations if they were going to attend. And I think, you didn't see some people there because of that as well. They're like, no, I just won't go then, which I'm sure they were happy. It's like, oh, and probably some that were vaccinated said, no, I haven't been vaccinated.
I gotta go.
Yay.
I can't mention any names, but I know somebody that's involved in a larger company that did not go based on not getting vaccinated.
Yeah.
So I know that firsthand, like not through the grapevine, like 1-to-1 from his mouth to my ears. So
yeah,
that's a tough one. Yep.
Yeah. I've heard of another one also, and I verified it with 2 people. So, that was a thing. But once they were there, the mask thing, they started off trying to flex and enforce it, and then it petered out after they realized the crowd that they were dealing with, I guess, for the most part. So, kudos to everybody. And I shouldn't say that. I know another guy. Yeah, I know another guy who didn't wear a mask the entire time he was in Vegas. Didn't wear it one single time anywhere. So at the show,
they let him in the stores because, like, when I would walk into a store, if I forgot to put it on or whatever, they would immediately tell me basically put it on or leave, and I would just leave. So I was surprised he got in anywhere.
Yeah, and that's what he would do too. He's like, oh, guess what? You don't get my money. Bye.
Yeah.
Peace out. And that's what you got to do. And that's how you combat this is you just got to say, no, forget it. Okay. You don't get my money. How about that for a trade? So moving on from the masses. So that's a good jackwagon. That's perfect jackwagon, Thomas. Thank you for bringing that up. My brother. And then of course the heroes, Bill is calling out the company that stood up and said, screw you off for this crap. So, and we can't say who it is because we don't want to put anybody in a bad position. So
they flopped down their one fuck.
Nice. What about you got? You got any heroes to counteract our jackwagons? You got anybody that's done something awesome that you've heard that has done something awesome in our community or in our world that deserves recognition over these past few weeks? Anybody stand out?
Isn't that sad?
There's probably somebody.
I'm thinking about it and I'm like,
I'm sure there is. I just can't think of something.
I know. As soon as we get off here, we'll think of 20. We're like, oh, should have said
exactly.
this person.
Be laying in bed tonight and be like, oh man, I should have said that.
Yeah. But if you leadheads, you listeners have a jackwagon, you've got a Leadhead Brigade hero, somebody that deserves recognition, that's not getting it, maybe due to the way the world is these days with our liberal media and it just doesn't fit their agenda, we will honor them here. So shoot me an email, talkingled@gmail.com, and let me know who your jackwagon is. If you got jackwagons, somebody that needs to be taken care of, dealt with by the gunny, or we need to put them on Lead Force 1 and honor them and give them a ride around in Lead Force 1 as our Leadhead Brigade heroes. talkingled@gmail.com. Send it to me. So SHOT Show, the show itself. But first, let's do this. Let's talk about some backgrounds here. So, Maddy, this is your first time on the show, new to our listeners. Tell everybody about Maddy Scholar.
So I started the company Maddy Dawg Training after a few years of doing full-time firearms instruction over at Sharpshooters USA, and it's near Atlanta, Georgia. It's in Alpharetta. So I worked full-time for them for a while, then ended up opening up my own company. Pretty much now I travel all over the country, take other instructor training courses, as well as occasionally teach in other states and stuff like that. Been getting a lot to competition shooting lately, but mostly I've been teaching performance pistol, self-defense stuff, things along that line. And I have a lot of extreme hobbies, like you were saying earlier, the whole riding on top of a plane thing with no parachute or anything attached. That is definitely 100% real.
That's nuts.
Came from,
How did you get into that? What possessed you to get on top of a biplane, a plane that was made 50 years ago?
I think it was a 40s or 60s, one of the two. I forget which year they told me it was.
Yeah, and get on top of it without a parachute and do your thing. What were you doing there to begin with?
Well, I guess long backstory on that. Like ever since I was like 15, I was always really involved in like extreme sports. Like growing up, I taught scuba diving for a living. That's what I did in high school and everything. So I did a lot of scuba diving, a lot of
certified
skydiving.
Patty right here, baby.
Hey, and then did a lot of like bull riding and rodeo, cage fighting, stuff like that. So I grew up doing those things, and then later on in life, it became more of a full-time shooting thing. But that past of extreme sports type things never really left me. So anytime I get the chance to do something kind of out of the ordinary, I definitely take the opportunity to do it.
Did you say bullfighting?
Bull riding.
Bull riding. Okay, so you weren't doing
Bull
the
riding.
capes and the
No.
the
Too
matador.
short for that.
Maddy the Matador.
Well, then I'm completely unimpressed. Whatever. You wrote it. That's the easy part. Fighting one's the hard part.
So were you on the PBR?
I was not that cool. No, but I did go watch the PBR last weekend, which was awesome.
I heard it. Tia went. My girlfriend went to that. She was there.
Oh yeah. Was it which one? Like which weekend?
Last weekend. This past weekend.
Oh, okay. Was she in Georgia?
She works in the entertainment industry. She's working on some TV show, something about vampires or something. I don't know, but she stays down there while she's working on the show.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I was there too.
Well, shit, I
I'm
wish
a
I
little
had known.
embarrassed when you guys said PBR. I thought Pabst Blue Ribbon, but
Pabst
that's
Blue
just
Same
me.
here as Tom.
Bill and I were like, we're part of PBR.
Pro
Yeah.
bull riding, PBR.
Bull riding.
Yeah, that's like the NBA of bull riding.
Basically, yeah.
NFL of bull riding. I wanted to go. I've never been to one, not a professional one.
That's the big one. I will say though, the local events are just as good though, because it's local guys. It's just really fun.
Yeah. So back to the plane. Why did you get on the plane?
So I was actually up doing like a training related like trip up in Washington State. Washington State is one of the only places in the world that you can actually wing walk without owning your own plane and doing it yourself, basically. So called them up and I was like, hey, like I saw you guys on the internet, like what do you have to do to get on the plane, basically? And they were like, well, come take this. I think it was like an 8-hour course. I basically drove up to next to the border of Canada, took this 8-hour course on basically how to walk up and down the plane without falling. Then we went up there, did our thing, and then came back down, and it was really cool because I got to see like from like the outside of an airplane standing up the Canadian border, like this huge lake. It was a beautiful view. I will say though, that is one of the few times in my life that I was like, man, I might be.
You can do that from the you can do that from the inside of an airplane.
Not as cool though. It's definitely not the same.
So they just let anybody do this? You pay them money?
I did pay them money, but they kind of asked my background. They were like, well, what's your background? I was like, okay, skydiving, things like that. So they knew that I kind of, at least could handle myself in those kind of situations. But from my understanding, they let pretty much whoever wants to pay them do it. But I mean,
like skydiving, but without a parachute.
Yeah, exactly. Because if you have a parachute on a plane that's like externally built, if it accidentally opens before you mean for it to, it's going to take the entire plane down. So like it's counterintuitive basically to wear a parachute when you're on the outside, I guess.
No, it's not. Counterintuitive is getting on an airplane without a parachute.
How do you get your certificate? You live, and then when you land, they go, and then they present you the certificate that says you have passed.
Actually, it was really funny. It was adorable, actually, because like when I got off the plane, her daughter, like the owner's daughter, walked up to me and handed me a challenge coin. It was like, here you go, congrats on like your ride and like completing it, everything.
Hey, congrats on not dying.
Exactly. And I was like, awesome.
You don't have to cash in your insurance.
I think it says like survive Mason Academy of Wing Walking or something like that. I should have grabbed it before.
What kind of insurance do you have to do that?
So that's the problem. They don't really make insurance for stuff like that.
Right. Oh my gosh. So as you're doing this, there's no safety wires or anything?
Well, it's kind of funny because so for liability reasons, like they gave me this tiny, tiny little cable. It was like itty bitty. It was like the size of a pencil. And they were like, okay, clip this to this harness, and it's going to go on like a bar on the wing of the plane, basically. And the cable was so small that if I had fallen, it literally wouldn't have done anything. And they were like, it's basically a liability thing, and a lot of people were asking for it.
It's for show. It's like mask.
Yeah. I was like, sounds like you're masking a problem, but this is great. It's fine.
Oh my gosh. So you've got a video of this. Where can people go see this video?
I have a short version of the video on my Instagram page under my reels, but I'm thinking about eventually, maybe putting it up on YouTube or something one day, because I have a full 2-minute long video that's pretty cool. So
yeah, you should put that up. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
I think that's probably one of the first things that I saw that you did, and in the video I was like, is this her or is this somebody she knows? And then I saw your picture where you're up on top and you've got guns. You're holding ARs.
Oh, yeah, that's a funny story too. So my main sponsor in the range that I train at, like I mentioned earlier, was Sharpshooters USA, right? So when I went up there, they sponsored that trip. So I was wearing a Sharpshooters jacket, and when the guy was teaching me how to walk up this plane, he was like, "Hey, what's Sharpshooters? What do you do for a living?" I was like, "Oh, I teach people how to shoot guns." And he was like, "No way. Can you please teach my sons how to at least hold an AR properly and gun safety and stuff like that?" So we took a momentary hour-long yeah, we took an hour-long break from learning how to walk up the plane for me to teach his kids how to shoot ARs, basically. And so at the end of it, he was like, "Hey, would you mind taking a picture with the guns on top of the plane?" I was like, "Of course I would." So
well, no, not really.
Yeah, after all of that, that's where I draw the line.
Like,
awesome.
No, I'm not going to do that. So I keep forgetting that I can share my screen. So we're going to go to so this is Maddy's Instagrams right here. And I'm going to go down to that picture. So if you're listening, you're not watching the video.
Oh, up.
Go to our video. Oh, I missed it. I passed it. Oh, yeah.
And in the middle.
And here it is. Is this the video or the picture? This is the video.
Yeah, fuck that. There's fuck that.
So you see why I wanted to ask her about this, guys?
Yep.
That is you.
That is me.
Oh my
All
gosh.
115 pounds of me.
What in the world? That is crazy.
That is a firm hell no.
And these people just you can go there and give them your money and go through their course, and they will let you do this.
You can.
Did you ask them how many people have died before you did?
I did, actually. That was one of the first things I asked them, and they were like, "Nope, we're good." Apparently human grasp reflex, how firmly we hold on to things when we're scared, really, really works.
Oh my God. So you got just a little cable that's locked in there. If you fall, you're going to go that way and you're going to be dangling.
Right. So the cable, when you're walking up, that's that cable I was talking about. But when you actually stand on that little, I don't know what you would call it. That
pedestal
thing right there. Yeah. Then you can clip in. But, when you get off the plane and on the plane, it's a different story.
So did you start off in the plane, in the passenger seat, and you crawled out and got on the bottom and then crawled up to the top? What were you were you saying shit the whole time?
It was more of a prayer, but
a prayer.
Same point, yeah.
Holy shit! You were saying holy shit.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it was funny because when you're on the ground and you're walking up the plane, you're like, okay, I got this. It's not that bad. And then when you get in the air, the wind is 120 miles an hour. So you stick your hand up. The first thing that happens is your hand flies behind your head. You're like, oh no, this is not good.
And here's a picture of you with the guns, huh?
I was going to say, if I ran that company and you said, "Hey, did anybody die?" I would just point to the pile of unpicked up certificates and go, maybe.
We've got a few unclaimed certificates here, but
a couple of challenge coins left that people didn't come and get.
Right. For insurance reasons, I can't disclose that information.
Yep.
And where is this located where you can go do this, Maddy?
That is in Washington State.
Washington State. Okay. And what do you remember the name?
I recommend going in the summer when it's warm.
What's the name of the company?
Mason Wing Walking.
Mason Wing Walking. Okay.
Mason. There's a second letter or a second name I can't remember. It's Mason School of Wing Walking or something like that.
Why wouldn't you tag them in this post?
Thought I did.
I don't see it anymore. Maybe it's on the picture. No, it's not on the picture.
Yeah.
Oh well. I mean, they didn't give you. Hey, if they don't give you a discount, screw them, right? They don't.
No, they were so nice. They were the nicest family here. I'll even look it up. Mason Lane Wing Walking. That's what it was. Shout out to them. They treated me so great. They were. I answered all my questions. Were super patient. Anything I needed, gave me snacks, which was great. And their kids were great too.
Snacks are good. I love snacks. So
good.
I know there's going to be some lead heads that are going to want to go do this. So if any of you lead heads go and do this, you got to let me know. I will go with you.
Send me a video too. Yeah.
No, I will go. I will go and watch. I'm not going to do it. I'm not even going to skydive. I won't even skydive, so I'm definitely not going to do that. I would fly the plane, but I wouldn't do that. Very cool.
That's funny.
And then of course you got your training company, which is Maddy Dawg Training, and you're based out of Georgia, as you stated. And do you have a website where people can go and sign up for classes or see what kind of classes you offer?
So all classes you can sign up through ssusa.co. That's Sharpshooter's website. So anything you see on their website that has to do with pistol, that's usually my class. If anybody has questions, feel free to shoot me a DM or shoot them a DM on Instagram. But yeah, that's usually the website I run all my stuff through.
Okay. Now you mentioned that you're getting into the competition shooting, 3-gun. Tom does a little bit of that himself.
Oh yeah.
Tom? Is Tom there?
A little bit. Local, nothing big deal. Not as you should have let Maddy gone last because like I'm like she's just a superhero, man. I'm like bam. Well, but I do shoot. I've done 3-gun, I've done IDPA and stuff like that. So
cool.
Yeah, I just think it makes you a better shooter.
Oh, 100%.
In general.
Right.
And can I pull your social medias up, Tom?
Say that again?
Can I pull your social medias up? Do you want people to know your social medias?
Oh, I don't care.
Okay.
There's nothing protected out there. We're good.
Well, some people don't. We're
good. Media. Yeah, there I am.
There's Tom. He's TK Tactical with a K. TKTAKTICAL is Tom.
So there's nobody ever. You might get it, but because my initials are TK, I did the TK and another TK. So that's why I spelled tactical wrong, because there's another K in there.
So
witty.
I spell the AK corner with a K.
There you go.
I'm sharing my screen so you can't see it, but yeah. Anywho. But so Maddy, how did you get into the competition shooting, and how are you doing so far?
So I got into competition probably about maybe 6 months ago. So I went out and trained with Sean Burrows in Utah for a little bit. He was teaching me some competition stuff, and so when I came back, I was like, okay, I'm ready for my first match. I don't do the 3-gun. I just do USPSA right now, but I really love it because it's taught me more about my shooting, like fundamental wise and performance wise, than like anything else, right? It gives you an opportunity to really just kind of hone cognitive skills, learn how to think fast, how to decipher information quickly, and things like that. And so there's not a downside to it that I can think of, at least.
No, definitely not. Have you got any competitions coming up? Any matches coming up?
Yeah, I do a local one every Monday night at Sharpshooters, and then I do a few of the other local ones on the outdoor ranges. So just scattered throughout this month. Nothing big, just local stuff.
Yeah. Hey, Tom, do you see this? Wait, let me stop. See that?
I can't see that. No, it's far. Is that Mr. T on there?
That's Mr. T. Do you see your patch? I just pulled up.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good friends with the guys over at Samson, so they're local to me. So
what's their tie-in with Mr.
Guys.
T? What's Samson's tie-in with Mr. T?
Well, they did a patch that said, I pitied a fool to don't modify his tool or something like that on their patch. Yeah. So you just had a picture of it up. So, so they ran with the Mr. T type thing, because I'm in Massachusetts, and New Hampshire is literally stone's throw away. So they're up in New Hampshire. So we became industry friends and friends. And there it is. Don't be a fool. Enhance your tool.
That's funny. Samson. And what do they do? They do customizations?
They do a lot of like bolt-on parts for ARs, Mini 14s, a lot of grip modules and stuff like that. So they do a good job. I think they do some optic mounts too, which I think for the price and what they are is pretty decent.
Okay, very cool. And they're up there in New Hampshire?
New Hampshire.
Up in New Hampshire.
Can get there from here.
So we've had you on. We talked about your background a little bit. You also have a medical background. Talk about that, Tom.
I do. I'm an RN by trade. Worked in the emergency system for a really long time. And then also on the side, psych stuff. I really have a sweet spot for people that are hurting inside. And, so I always wanted to make sure they had a voice while I was working as a nurse. And then I worked believe it or not, as a school nurse for 8 years in the inner city. And I'd go to work like this, like this, just beard, tattoos. Kids would come in, give me a Band-Aid. Well, say please, just trying to help these kids be better and healthy and, have a nice connection to the community.
That's cool. Now you also, going back further than that, you also did some other stuff. Talk about your prior life, what you did.
I'm trying to think what you're talking about.
Well, I was talked about
a wee
offline.
Little lad in New York. I grew up in New York City. It was I rode bicycles and stuff. Very exciting. Not like Maddy though. One time I let go of the handlebars. That was crazy. Bill and I at SHOT Show riding the escalator. We didn't hold on to the handrails. We were
daring.
Kicked it hardcore. People were like,
"Get COVID that way."
Easy, guys. No, I've been a nurse for a really long time, and then got into shooting, and then I took that medical training and adapt that into firearms, and then I became a officer down rescue instructor. So I work with police officers, or I did. Right now, sort of with COVID, things have dried up a bit. But and so I work with police officers how to make sure they're being safe under live fire. So a lot more advanced than just first aid and stuff. And now I do a civilian course called BTI, Basic Trauma Intervention, where I teach civilians how to treat trauma injuries. Very good. So they tend to be a lot obsessed with gunshot wounds, but really I try to focus on other things.
So prior to that,
well, what? I don't know where you're getting at.
We talked about it offline. You had a joke to go along with it. You just ruined the whole setup. Damn it.
Oh yeah, I used to do sound engineering. I used to work with bands and stuff. Hey, listen, I'm getting old and I've been drinking. So no, I used to do sound engineering, which was great. So I worked with a lot of bands and stuff. And I was telling him how Michael Jackson, right before he died, was gonna redo a lot of the Elton John songs, which I thought was amazing. He was gonna do that song "Don't Let Your Sun Go Down on Me." Crickets, man. Crickets.
Maddy, do you know who Michael Jackson is?
The only reason I'm laughing is because Lefty's laughing.
She's like, yeah, Elton, not familiar.
But wait.
He worked with.
Wait, Maddy, do you know who Michael Jackson is?
Yes.
Do you know who Elton John is?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So you're a little younger.
Do you know the song?
Let's not trash the good name of Michael Jackson. Thriller, baby. Greatest song of all time. Thriller. Do you know the Thriller song, Maddy?
Yes, I do know that. I'm not totally under a rock.
Well, I mean, it is a few.
I just don't really
on a plane.
Yeah, I was busy doing things on planes.
You actually get out and live life, so I just, I wouldn't hold it against you if you hadn't, And then, of course, everybody knows Billdo, frequent guest of the show. Everybody knows Billdo. So we're not going to go into Billdo there.
Nope.
But let's talk about SHOT. So were you Maddy? This is your first SHOT. Tom is with INFORCE, but INFORCE wasn't set up, so Tom got an opportunity to walk around and see the show and see things. Bill was there repping Talking Lead and Fleoa, so he was around seeing everything. How many SHOT shows you been to, Tom? 5?
5.
How about you, Bill?
8 or 9.
Okay. Yeah. And me too. And this is the first one other than the one they canceled that I haven't been to in like the last 10 years or whatever. So I missed it. I did miss it. I really, really had that urge that I wanted to go, but at the same time, I was like, I've got excuses to keep me from not going that are legit, so I think I'll cash those in. so I didn't go. But that's why I have you guys on. I want you to fill me in on what all I missed, what all our listeners missed. And there were some listeners that were there too. And I made a post, and some of them commented on the post, so we'll go to that a little bit later too and get their take on it too. But being your first SHOT Show, Maddy, and I know you've heard about it. People have talked about it. Did it live up to your expectations?
So, I mean, it was honestly exactly what I figured it would be.
Okay.
The only thing that was, I mean, it was a convention. So the only thing that really kind of surprised me was, and it really wasn't a surprise knowing what's happening with coronavirus and everything, but I did hear that it was like shoulder to shoulder every single year. There was like not that many people there this year. So
assholes to elbows every year.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I was like actually kind of happy about that though, because honestly, like crowds are not my thing anyway. So.
Yeah, and I think probably a lot of the stuff too, people didn't go and do the extra mile that they normally do to try to one up every year. I think that was probably, from what I've heard from people, I think that was probably missing this year also, the after parties and things like that. Because that's really the experience. It's not necessarily the show. It's everything that happens around the show is really what the excitement is, in my opinion. So
I think SHOT Show is an experience. It's a 5-day experience that has multiple facets to it. It's the show itself, it's the after parties, it's seeing different things and people, and then underlying the bubbling underneath is Vegas.
Yeah. Oh, of course, yeah. Vegas just adds to the whole thing. But the range day, did everybody go to range day?
No, I didn't get to go.
You didn't go? Why? You didn't get invited?
I had to teach that day.
Oh, you had to teach?
Yeah.
Bill went. Did you go, Tom?
No, didn't.
All right, so Bill went to range day. That's like the kickoff to SHOT Show. So talk about range day, Bill.
Well, first chance Paris and I went to Daniel Defense's private range day. That was cool as hell. Saw Jake, Jason, all those guys. So that was cool.
Yeah.
And then Chance dropped me off there. But range day was very quiet, very, very mellow. Not nearly as you said, the assholes to elbows that you and I are accustomed to walking through, except for the long range portion where I try to stop by Faxon and shoot their new 6.8 black. Couldn't get through there as usual. So that was difficult, but pretty tame. Didn't get a whole lot of shooting in just because the range rules were very different this year.
Talk about them. Talk about the range rules.
Example, I stopped by Walther's booth to talk to a guy there I know, and you get stopped at the front of the booth, and no, I can't do it right now. No, sorry. Thanks, honey. Elaine trying to feed me, but it's not going to work out while trying to do all this. So
yeah,
I'll just keep drinking. Anyway, you get stopped at the front of the booth, and
now Elaine's going to yell at me because you missed dinner.
Oh, she'd yell at you regardless, dude. I mean, shit. I mean, she's looking forward to you coming back up. So get your ass up here, dude. You get stopped in front of the booth, and then at let's say Walther, you then they've got 3 tables up front and range safety officers at each one. Once that table clears, then you get allowed to go up to that table, pick out a gun, get handed a magazine, and start shooting. As a RSO is just fucking you the whole time, like staying right next to you. So that was tedious.
So did they have more RSOs than normal?
Oh, God, yes. I've never seen so many RSOs in all the years you and I have been going.
Do you think that's because maybe there weren't as many people, so they weren't spread out as much.
I think it was a new policy, a new safety policy, in my view, because I've never seen this many RSOs standing right at the line of fire ever before. So kudos, I'm all for a safe as a firearms instructor. I'm all cool with the safe line, but wow, it was tedious. There's another one I went to where you went to the main booth, then you went to a table midway to the tables where you got handed your magazines, then you went up to the final table and got to shoot. And again, RSO right there watching you the whole damn time. And then make sure clear and safe, as we typically do. Walk the mags. I took the empty mags and walked them back to the guys who were loading them, not making the dude from the company there with me do it, because that's just common courtesy. But yeah, it was tedious. And the one time I went up to Caltech, Chad just got blasted with people, so no time to talk with him or try shooting any of their stuff.
I haven't had a chance to talk with Chad and the crew at Caltech yet to see how the show went for them, but we are going to get them on because they did release the P15, their new, their first striker fire 9mm pistol, and it's supposedly the lightest on the market right now, lightest, thinnest. Dude, mute yourself when you do that. How rude.
I tried to.
How rude. but we're going to have them on to talk about that, and I wish you would have got to shoot it, but
I dry fired it at the booth, and it is impressive for a 5.5 pound. That does not feel like a 5.5 pound based on however they engineered that thing. It is really damn crisp and clear.
I thought it was under 5
pounds. It feels under 5.5. That's how they engineered it. It is a 5.5, but once you start drawing it back, and there's not a lot to it, it breaks like a 2.5, 3 pound. It was impressive.
Let's see. Let's just see what they say it weighs here. So I'm going to their website now. Why don't I just share this with everyone? Wish there was a quicker way to share my screen. So there it is, the P15. Ooh. Yeah, right? Pretty sexy.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sexy. There's P15. They've also got an all-metal version of this too, which is their first also all-metal pistol. And it's got wood grips. They've got some pictures of it on their social medias. High vis, double stack. Here we go. Here's the specs. It's 14 ounces, dude. Where do you get 5 pounds? The trigger pull.
Trigger pull, you jackass.
Trigger pull's 5 pounds. Like, fuck, that's a high point. 5 pounds.
Whatever.
15 plus 1, which I'm sure they'll have extensions and stuff like that. 5-inch height. Width is, I think it's the thinnest too.
It is.
They advertise it as the thinnest. So I'm excited to try that one out. Looking forward to getting my copy of that one. But so you didn't get an opportunity. You're at the range. The range officers, you're saying, seem to be plentiful. Were they?
Oh, yes.
Were they douchebags, or were they just standing there watching?
We're just standing there watching. They weren't horrible.
Okay.
Just very observant and on top of shit.
And as far as the crowd goes, a lot thinner. I heard people were telling me that you could actually do your recordings and social media and stuff because it wasn't, like the constant pop, 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 like a war zone.
Absolutely accurate.
Like the
Correct.
the war that's getting ready to happen over in Czechoslovakia, So would you agree with that?
I completely agree with that.
And you went later in the day, though, right?
I got there about 11:30 a.m. and
well, that's not too bad.
No, and then ran into Curtis, and we went over to Berga 9, and was able to record him, help him out with his stuff, and it was super easy peasy. I mean, we just waltzed in and did our thing and waltzed out. It was no problem.
Waltz in, waltz out. So that's something you got to do next time, Eddie. You got to go to range day. Range day is is my favorite part of the whole thing. I could do that and just be done and not do the rest of the week.
Definitely plan that in next time.
And do some of the other range days because normally, well, not normally, but in the past, Antiris has had their range day. They didn't do theirs this year. So we usually get like 2 or 3 range days in while we're there. And that's really cool. Like Daniel Defense will have theirs. There's other companies that have their own private range days.
Like throughout SHOT Show, basically?
But
even
it's usually
Monday,
the days before.
During media day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. People will do it.
Did you get to shoot with the Riz 3 rail at all?
If I did, I don't remember which weapon that was.
Yeah.
Chance Paris and I just got handed mags and we just went dumping rounds. So we had a good time doing that and talking with Jason, Jake. It was a good range day there with those guys.
What Maddy's talking about, Daniel Defense has a new rail out. It's called the R3, and it should be out any time now. But they've got the DDM4's got a whole new lower and everything, completely ambi lower with their new R3 rail on it. Pretty cool stuff.
There's a badass rail.
And they've got some other stuff too that I guess they didn't release that yet at SHOT, did they? That we can't talk about.
No,
we can't
talk about it. No.
Okay.
Nope.
You probably know what it is, don't you, Maddy? Yeah. So
Tom has got no goddamn clue, so he's just drooling there going.
Sorry, Tom. Sorry, Tom. So that was range day. So basically uneventful. Nothing else to add range day? Nothing worth mentioning?
No.
Okay. All right. So let's get to day one. Day one of SHOT Show. Did you fly in that night, the night before, Maddy?
I think I flew in Monday night. Yeah, the night of the range day. Okay. I got in pretty late though.
So you were there first thing for the floor.
Right.
Okay.
Which I literally got lost probably 4,000 times throughout the entire week. I was like, there's no way.
Easy to do.
Like trying to get to it?
Well, no, it was more getting, once you got inside the hotel, unless you were just following the crowd. We went in like a back way at first, and it took us like 45 minutes to get there.
To get to the actual convention itself.
Like where the vendors are, yeah.
Yeah, I got you. So normally they have pretty good signage to direct people. Were they lacking this year on that?
I don't know how it was last year, but I think they were lacking this year.
Yeah. From a first person's perspective.
It was really hard to find. Yeah.
Damn, Tom.
I think the signs were one row off. I don't know. I'd go down like it was like 8117 and I'd be in the 82 row. I don't know if somebody screwed it by one row over, but every time I went down a row, it was the wrong numbers for me. But Dewey Decimal System was never a thing for me. So
well, the map was also like near impossible to read because the numbers were so small on the map, and it just had numbers, and then it had like a coordinating list of vendors and stuff like that. So it was really hard to see when they had the blown up map like stationed on various vendor booths or whatever. It was hard to read without the actual key.
Did you download the app?
I couldn't really get it to work on my phone, so
I've had that
might be
before. Yeah, I've had that one happen to me before.
Rookie mistake.
No, it depends on the app.
I never use the app. I've never used the app.
Oh, I
really?
need to use it to find where the hell I'm going.
I love the app.
They have a map, an actual printed map that you can get, and that's what I use. I always use that. But another thing is the Caesars was new this year. They had the expansion over to Caesars, and some of the people that used to be in the old had moved over there. And I talked to some of the people that had moved over, and they were saying that the traffic there was dismal.
Yeah, doesn't surprise me because it was the hardest place to find, I think, out of the entire map.
And that's what they were saying. They're saying there were no people, like they'll direct you into the Venetian, the Palazzo, wherever it is, but there was nothing directing people to get to Caesars, how to get there.
Right.
Far left corner of the big room.
Did y'all see any
There's a little bit of
signage?
signage.
Did you see
There's
any signage?
A little bit. Not much.
I mean, there was signs, but it'd be very generic, so it wasn't specific to where. I know that I missed an entire floor because there were booths on Instagram that I saw and I wanted to visit. And I just straight up couldn't find. So
they could have benefited for some like big arrows, sticker arrows on the floor, just saying Caesars, just because it was so new and it was so different.
Exactly.
Or at least back corner of the room. Follow the bridge, you're good to go. I went over there and visited some friends and whatnot. The rooms are it's cleaner there. It seemed a little brighter.
That's what I heard.
That's what I heard. Yeah, it seemed a little cleaner and nicer and newer. But it was like really like thin. Like they almost said, okay, we didn't get the amount of people that we wanted, so everybody gets 2 booth sides almost. It was very, very thin.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was a function of not as many attendees or vendors showing up. So both of those struck at the same time. Yep. So
agreed.
So they've
once I figured out where the hell it was.
So what I heard officially was there was like somewhere around 100 vendors that didn't show up. I mean, they might have had like their signage and stuff like that up, and we know a couple of companies that did that, but they weren't physically there. But there's thousands. I don't know how many like 2,000 vendors or something there. I don't know, something ridiculous. So, but it's surprising to me that everybody that I've talked to, except for maybe 1 or 2 people, said that they noticed. They could tell that it didn't seem like, they were like, there were a lot of vendors that weren't there. So there had to have been more than 100 that didn't show up. And I think it was probably some of the bigger ones, probably is why it seemed maybe more empty, and the fact that they moved a bunch of stuff over to Caesars. But I was talking to Dwight at Seal 1, and he felt that the signage was very lacking, and that's why they weren't getting the traffic over there in the Caesars area, because he said from Caesars to get to the Venetian, there was all kinds of signage and everything getting people there, but there was nothing reciprocal from the Venetian to Caesars.
As you're walking through the main hall.
And they were saying, he was saying that.
I agree with that.
He was saying people were having to. They said, I had to take a shuttle to get over here, and and like, but you didn't, because there's just a little bridge right there that you go across.
I will say though, like anybody that I stopped and asked, like there was little booths everywhere with workers that were there just to help you with directions. Like every single person I asked for directions, they were the nicest people ever. Like they would sit there and look at the map with me. They draw little arrows, and like they were really helpful when you actually talk to them in person. So that was a good thing. I think the employees did a really good job.
So I've got the floor plan of this is level 2 up on the screen right here, and this is what Tom was talking about earlier as far as the rows. When you've got a map or you've got the app or whatever, it says booth 1242, 427. Then you got to find the row, and then you got to go down that row, and then hopefully they're numerical and they line up. But you're saying they were probably off one, so you went down there.
It just felt like that. Like I would be in the 82. Let's just use an example. 8200. And I would go down to what I thought was the 8200, and it would be 8300. I just felt like somebody screwed up by 1. I don't know. It could be me. I just could be absolutely.
That's the way I feel every year, because I'm always like missing. It's like it should be right here, and it's not.
It should be easy, and then it's like 4 rows over, but. I think they could have done a better job at incorporating the Caesars, especially just because it was so new. Because those of us that have been there 3-4 years, we know where everything is. You're gonna split Venetian and go down the hallway. You're gonna pass this, that, and the other thing, and then you're hitting the main rooms.
Hit the coffee shop right before you get in.
Yeah, I was completely confused. I only went down there once just because it was so damn far, and honestly, it wasn't worth it. At this point, maybe it'll get bigger. I have no idea.
Well, it remains to be seen. But and they moved the media, I think, up a level too from where it normally was. Did you go to the media room at all, Bill?
No, I didn't even stop I never stop in media. I
like to go up there just to see everybody, say hey, and sometimes they have some free swag and stuff too. Food, drinks. You can go up there and get drinks and all kinds of stuff. So
yeah, you can do that. I guess last SHOT Show I was at in 2020, I went up there, but generally I kind of bypassed that one. I'm more interested about the vendors and exhibitors than media part.
I have a question for your listeners. Anybody feel like it was too hot in there? I felt like either I was menopausal or that they didn't turn on the air conditioning, because I was sweating balls the whole. Well, I could have been menopausal too, but no offense to our menopausal women listeners, but God bless you. It just felt like I was just always
How
warm.
dare you? You have no idea what they're going through.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, that's what exercise does.
I knew you would fit in perfect with this crew,
I
Maddy.
really liked Maddy starting off, but you know
I
what?
knew she would fit in. That was spot on.
She's like, I saw your gut in one of the pictures just a second ago. Fat ass, no wonder why you're warm.
Climbing on
In the
airplanes
nicest
helps.
way possible.
Yeah.
I love it.
I just felt like the whole place was just too warm. I was just sweating my nuts off.
Yeah. Facial hair will do
That's
that.
how I became menopausal.
All right, let's talk about what you saw there that was cool. What did you see that was cool? Let's start with Maddy. What did you go and you're just like, wow, this is cool. This is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
I didn't really see anything that like blew my mind because, you can only reinvent the wheel so many times, I think. But I did see, this might not be cool to anybody else, but I think Cry Precision, goodness, I can't say that.
Just say
came out
cry.
with a women's line like of clothes. I think it's just one shirt, one pair of pants, but like it's something.
It's a start.
It's a start, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I was pretty excited about that. Seeing that's really cool. But yeah, that's one thing that stood out in my mind, I guess.
What about something? Well, let's go around and tell you. What did you see, Tom, that you just thought was really cool?
There really wasn't. Nothing really wowed me. I actually felt it was the other way. Years past, there was always some sort of energy that was exciting and new, and there was a buzz and this vibe. And I felt SHOT Show was kind of flat this year.
Okay.
I think it's twofold. I think a lot of people expressed that they got to speak to the real, like, people that really needed to be there, so the conversation quality was up. But I think that the effort, I think, for most of the booths was kind of like,
yeah, and that's
same old.
That's kind of and I've gotten mixed on this from the vendors that I talked to. There's some that were like, yes, it was great. I had an opportunity to actually meet with because for our listeners who don't know, this was originally set up as a buyer's show. This was a buyer's show. This wasn't the big, huge media affair marketing event that it's turned into be. It didn't start off that way. It was, this was the main show where these companies signed their buyers, got their orders for the year, or got a big chunk of them. But I've talked to some that they're just like, hey, I haven't taken an order at SHOT Show in years. It's just a marketing event for us. But then I've talked to others that, yes, that's what they use it for. And there were some that said, yes, we got quality time with our clients. We got to spend more time with them because we weren't having to deal with all the influencers and brochure grabbers that come by and asking all the stupid questions. There was a few of those, but there was also, and it's probably about 50-50, that said, no, we didn't, our people didn't show up. Our buyers weren't there. We didn't have an opportunity to do the business that we normally do. We probably did about 30% of what we normally do. So I was getting it from both scales. So, I guess it depended on who your client was, because big people like Davidson's weren't there. RSR wasn't there. These big buy groups that normally are there weren't there. And then some of the company like Ruger was a big one that wasn't there. Springfield was a big one that didn't show up. Who else? Sig, yes.
Enforce.
Safariland.
Yes, Farland, huge.
511.
Yeah. So, and
I tell you, not having a booth was a godsend for us in the fact that I did get to chat with a lot of people that I normally wouldn't be able to deal with or talk to about business. And strangely, even if they had a booth, they had time to talk, which was, it wasn't like I was being a pain in the ass to them. And again, walking through the hallways, I never felt claustrophobic. A lot of times I get angry, like
hugging the walls.
Hell yes.
I want to get back to my room, brush my teeth, wash my face, and it's like a wall of people. And again, it's double-edged sword. There's a pro to that, and there's also a con to that.
Yeah.
But being able to have full conversations with people and making those connections again was amazing. And I think INFORCE, and again, I'm Tom Kane, but also INFORCE as well.
Sure.
We enjoyed being manufacturers and talking with our customers and people that we work with in the industry and having a full conversation. I think that part of it was spot on.
Yeah, it was really cool too, because I didn't go there expecting to be able to talk to the owners of certain companies, like bigger companies or whatever. Almost every single booth I went to, I either met the owner or their main manager. So I thought that was pretty incredible.
Yeah, that was definitely a benefit. So that was a pro that I was hearing from a lot of the vendors that were there, is that they got to actually talk to their clients, the people that actually buy their stuff and resell it to lay people like myself and Billdo. So, what about you, Bill? We didn't talk about you. What'd you see?
Excuse me. Oh my. The Burger 9, Turkish pistol being imported by Kane down in Findlay, Ohio. That thing was kind of badass to shoot. That's the one pistol I really wanted to shoot. Got some trigger time with that and was tack driving the full frame easily. So looking forward to seeing that come out. That was a really nice gun. God, the guys at AccuFire, their Gen 2 Incindus, holy shit, that will be badass. Along with their rifle, Red Dot, with a solar panel.
What can you tell us about the Gen 2? What's going to make it badass?
10 times better than the Incindus original one, and I love the Incindus. That thing is a game changer for me. Better color palettes, better resolution,
you can
Wi-Fi capability, recording external battery capability. They only had 3 of these prototypes there. They're not even rifle rated yet, but sitting there with Jason and Brandon, fucking badass. These guys are making a run at some of the bigger ones out there, and super proud of those guys. And it was awesome. Had a great time standing in the booth with them. And as you talk about Caesars being somewhat lame and toned down as far as attendance, AccuFire was just getting pounded.
Were they at Caesars?
What's that?
They were at Caesars?
They were in Caesars, yeah.
Okay.
And those guys were nonstop busy as hell. But so their stuff that's coming out is fantastic. Vertex came out with a new line. So Maddy, you may want to look at those. They have a women's line, and I'm a huge Vertex fan, as most should know. Been great friends with those guys for a long time. And some of their, what was the name of their stuff? Hold on here.
Vertex?
Yes, sir.
Let me pull up their website here. They don't do tax technology, do they?
What's that?
That's the wrong website.
Where is it? The Delta LT lightweight tactical pants, the Firebase hoodie full zip, Integrity P and Plus P jackets vests, and their Unity Runners clutch. I love Vertex, so they've got some fantastic stuff that has just come out, and they're branching into the Overland community because it overlaps with the 2A community. Really, really like what I saw at Vertex.
Is this some of their new stuff here? New arrivals? Is that what we're talking about?
And Tom and I are both Vertex bag fans, so.
You were gonna say bag fags. I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah. Hold on, let me get
Gear
you the link
Queers.
here.
Women's. There you go, Maddie.
There we go. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. I've been wearing them for like 3, 4, or 5 years now. Just everything that comes out of their shop is just.
Yeah. Hey, if they make women's tack pants that are like actually, functional, that'd be amazing. Because I wear Pranas like pretty much every single day, but they're really the only tack pants that I can find that I really like.
Have you tried First Tactical? First Tactical makes a really nice women's tack pant.
Do they? I've tried a lot of their like outer shell jackets and stuff like that, but I've never tried their pants, so I'll have to order some. Yeah,
Tia has a couple of pair though. She really likes them.
Yeah, I was actually going to do a video about that soon. Actually,
I think Prana was rock climbing gear to start off with.
Where
I used to rock climb, so big time. So that's where Prana got its start.
Mm-hmm.
Who's Prana?
I'm sorry, so did Arc'teryx. North Face, all those companies, until they went military, they were selling stuff to dreadlocked hippie hiker
tree huggers.
Tree hugging rock climbers. I shit you not. And Arc'teryx was like one of the first ones that said, you know what? I think we can do something in the military line, and they went bananas with their leaf and all that.
They sure as hell charge enough for it.
Oh shit! $800 for a jacket?
No shit.
Better come with a hose.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Maddie?
I'm surprised Prana doesn't make military stuff by now, because I know almost every single female instructor in the firearms industry wears strictly Prana because they're comfortable and they actually like fit you well instead of being like, look like a dude or have really tight pants or whatever. I was actually gonna make a video about this soon, because I've tried probably 50 different brands of pants and had no luck except for Prana.
Try First Tactical.
Look at Vertex. Please let me know. I know those guys well.
We need to hook her up with First Tactical, Bill.
Yeah, I know both very, very well.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hook her up with First Tactical. So that was everything you saw that was cool. So what about something that maybe you looked at it and you're like, what the hell were they thinking?
Oh, got one.
Okay.
Boom. Because of your damn media badge, which was awesome, I got pulled aside by a really nice guy, but he goes, what do you think about bio access grips for firearms?
You say
do you
stupid.
love them or do you hate them?
Did you say stupidest idea ever? Do you want to punch him?
Hard.
Do you want to punch him in the head?
No, I listened to the spiel. I understood where they're going with it. I got it.
You didn't represent me accurately then.
Well, no, I didn't say that. I got where they're going with it, but the third fail-safe is a key to unlock the...
Third fail-safe.
You're fucked then. I mean, if you're getting to that point, you're fucked.
Third fail-safe. Oh, my God.
Yeah. The first was your thumb. The second was some RIF ring or bracelet. Well, if you're wearing a bracelet, what do you got to do? Put it around the front of your grip to open it up? No, we're going to come out with a ring.
And can I put
ring?
Can I put Hello Kitty on it?
Yeah.
I have visions of somebody removing my eyeball for the retina scan.
Exactly.
Access. Like, how come you're eyeless? Well, it's a good story. See, I have this retina scan on my grip that releases my. The guy attacked me, ripped my eyeball out, and then shot me.
It runs a blood scan. It pricks you, and then runs a blood scan.
Yeah, and if that fails, he's got to pull the key from your dead fingers, or keychain or whatever.
He's like, wait, don't shoot me yet. Wait.
Yeah, I got it.
Criminal.
Like, ooh,
Dude, I cannot remember my passcode with you stressing me out right now.
I don't remember my pattern, damn it.
That was a hard one for me because, I will never go that route.
Yeah, I would have just...
How much is it?
Lightly walked away.
They did not even have a price yet. It was still, they want to go crowdfunding or whatever that is.
They can
I feel
charge.
Like that's going to be like hundreds of dollars.
Charge whatever they want. It ain't going to sell. Charge $1 million. It ain't going to sell.
That's some of that stuff at SHOT Show that I don't even understand how somebody affords to get to a booth, with something like 3D printed that still has the little the 3D printed ridge lines that you're supposed to clean up or make a mold from that and then make something else. Like the end product, I believe, should never be 3D printed unless
like
it's cleaned
Lego.
up. But that's how you make a mold for something else.
Yeah.
I saw so many things that were, I call them like end cap at a supermarket where it's an afterthought. Like, oh yeah, throw one of those in the cart. Like. It's up there with gun shows that sell beef jerky. It's like, it's just, it's the beef jerky of the world. You go, screw it. I'm in the mood for some Hawaiian
Got to get your
beef
protein.
jerky.
Got to get your protein, definitely. What about you, Maddie?
What's that? About cool things I saw or ridiculous things I
Just
saw?
something, just something you saw that just made you go, You're like, what the hell's that
People.
Hey, Marty.
People. What is it, 30 or 33 super carry? One of the two?
What is it?
Oh,
Say
the
it again.
round.
Yeah, the round.
Oh.
I didn't get to see it in person. I just heard about it, and I was like,
A 32.
Bill, weren't you talking to somebody that was in charge of that or developed that?
The 32
When
caliber?
we were at Samba Sushi. We had that conversation.
Who were we talking to about that?
That guy he had the thing on and he had a hat.
That guy. Right.
And he had legs and arms. You remember that guy?
Yeah, sure. I remember the USCCA guys.
That was funny.
Yeah.
That was funny.
So anyway, let's go back to Maddie while you're thinking about it.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, man.
I know.
I think Federal came out with it, or one of the big ammo companies. It was like 30 or 33 super carry. I don't remember what it was called, but it was just a new round for concealed carry. Again, I don't know much about it. I just remember hearing about it. You could probably look it up on.
I'm looking
Google
it up. Yeah, while you're. Yeah, that just all these different rounds. These new rounds that people come out with.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, why? There's 1,000 different calibers out these days.
Well, did you see Faxon and Q with their 6.8 Blackout, which is a neck down 338 Laplua?
Laplua? What's a Laplua? Is that a new round?
Oh, the 338. I don't know.
The 338 Laplua?
Maybe I'm thinking Andy Lop. No, different guy. That's Tommy Christ. Anyway,
He still doesn't understand he's saying
He's
it wrong.
making fun of you, yeah.
yes, I know he is. Yes,
Laplua.
fuck him.
Laplua.
The 338. Anyway, the 6.8 Blackout was this crazy looking. Screw you. Kind of like Famunda.
From under
Right.
cheese?
Yes, that's that one.
I think the round you're talking about was called the La Pew Pew.
Pew pew.
We'll take that.
Maddie, I'm not finding a 32 or a 33 super carry. Maybe it's so new they don't even have anything out on it yet.
Look up 30. It might have been 30.
The 30 super carry? There is a 30.
Yeah,
New,
that's probably what it was.
Here we go.
I think the advantage of was it's a little bit smaller than 9, correct? So now you're loading in
So what a 380
14,
is.
16 rounds. Well, it's somewhere in between that, it sounded like, but maybe they're getting the same performance as a 9, like kind of like that whole thing 40. They're getting the same performance out of 9 that they did 40. Now they're going to get 22 shells that just blow your face off immediately with radioactive, material with a La Pew Pew type setup.
So I for some reason I'm locked up here, but breach brain. I'm talking like Bill now. Breach bang clear. New caliber, new guns, 30 super carry. Maybe the biggest shot announcement so far has been that of 2 new guns designed to use a brand spanking new caliber, a Nighthawk 1911 and a Smith & Wesson Shield EZ chambered in something called 30 super carry, which is already being referred to as 30 SC. And my page is locked up and I can't go past that. So there it is. That's the one you're talking about, I guess.
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
Like I said, Bill and I talked to somebody about it that may have been involved in that or was very aware or something. And it seemed like you said, like 380 is to 9mm, it falls somewhere in between there. But I think the big catch was some sort of good velocity out of it, but more rounds.
But
per
at
magazine.
this point in technology and development of bullets and guns, is that going to make that big of a difference on whether I'm going to be able to stop a threat that's attacking me or not? Or knocking down a target or whatever it may be, taking down some. You're not going to hunt with this round, obviously. You know, it's going to be. It's a defensive round. Let's face it. It's a defensive round, is what it is.
Yeah.
So you're going to be able to get more bullets that perform the same as a 9mm. Is that what they're saying, basically?
I think that's the premise of it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get a mag extension.
So some would argue just get better training.
Maybe.
Well, I mean,
I've always had the argument, and I'm probably going to get shit on for this one, but everybody's stopping power. But you put a 45 in some people's hands that don't train off the couch, and they're going to miss 10 times. And then people say, well, my wife carries a 22, and people say, but if she can put 10 rounds in an 8x10 shot, I don't want to get shot by a 22. I don't want to get shot by a pellet gun. I mean, let's be honest, they all freaking hurt. Does that take the wind out of
Tom? I flinch at a Nerf gun being shot at me. So,
so can I tell a story? I just got involved in airsoft, and I don't know a lot about airsoft. So my son and I are out back with some of Sig Sauer's airsoft, and my son's probably 30 yards away, and I lit him up because I was thinking it's airsoft. Oh, I hit him in his leg, and God bless the little guy, but I looked, he had shorts on, and he had one of those bruises that was bleeding around the outside of it. Like, call your mom up. Gonna just go to the doghouse right now. But again,
so here's a write-up. Here's a write-up from American Rifleman. This page is working. The other page wasn't working. The 30 Super Carry is loaded with a .312 projectile, smaller in diameter than the popular 9mm Luger and the 380 ACP. Because of this reduced size, double-stack pistol magazines built to accommodate 9mm Luger cartridges can carry 2 more rounds of 30 Super Carry in the same spacing, giving handgunners more rounds without needing more space. Single stack magazines gain an extra round over 9mm Luger. So
I feel like this is to one up the 365 or something like that. When that came out, everybody freaked out. Maybe this is their counter to it.
So you're getting a muzzle velocity of 1,250 feet per second, 347 foot-pounds of energy at the muzzle, far more than the Federal 99 grain 380 ACP, which produces 223 foot-pounds at the muzzle. In fact, it's almost on par with the 124 grain 9mm Luger HST load, which produces 364. But again, you can get mag extensions. Anyway.
How about a reload?
Yeah. Practice your reloads. I don't know. I mean, I'm all for technology and innovation and progressing. And, maybe this falls in that category to me, but at some point, you got to say enough's enough on this. Let's start putting our efforts toward something else. Maybe a different kind of projectile. I don't know. So I'm not excited about that. And I agree with Maddy on her assessment that this is probably one of those things that make you go, I think we've hummed this one to death. What do you think? What else? Was there anything else, Maddy, that you saw?
EOTech came out with a new optic. I didn't get to see it, though. I didn't get to stop by EOTech, but I heard about it.
Okay.
It was a red dot for pistol.
And I don't think primary was set up either. Ken Ross was on our last episode of the AK Corner with Primary Arms, and they've come out with several new optics. They've got a red dot. They've got a red dot for the pistol that they've come out with, I think in conjunction with Hollow Sun. And they've got it's called a Vulcan reticle, which is pretty cool. And he was telling us about it.
I did hear about that.
Yeah. Is that the new Hollow Sun? Is that the new Hollow Sun?
It is.
Oh, look, there it is. Is it got the Vulcan?
Yeah, of course.
Nice. Tom to the rescue.
I don't know if we could do. Wait, there it is.
Oh,
Boom.
That's harder than you think.
That is really hard.
Without muzzling myself and.
Is that the Vulcan reticle though? The Vulcan reticle is, how Half Moon, and it's got the ACSS in it.
I think this is with the.
It's got the bumpers that if you move it to one side or another, it'll let you know. So it's just a circle version of that. Okay, there it is. There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Just in case.
And you got a nice light on there too, by the way.
Is that a Wild 2 on there?
Here's a Wild 1. I got a Wild 1 right here. 50
Yeah, I
lumens.
got the Wild 2 right here.
Brighter than your normal 500 total. Look at that. Love it. Anyway, so what else? Anything else sticks out that you guys saw that were like, that's really cool? What about people? Who did you see there that was cool? I mean, I wasn't there. So
Maddy.
You're looking
Brent.
at him.
Yeah, pretty much. Brent, was good to see Brent again. I saw him all dapper as fuck that night at the Tom's Mansion party thing. That was cool as hell. But one more product, Samson, thanks to Tom, came out with a new Evolution series. Oh, yeah.
is that Chuck Liddell? He's everywhere. Everybody's got a picture with Chuck. That ain't nothing.
But I got to give a plug to Samson and their new Evolution series handguard. That thing was pretty badass when I went and checked it out. So, Tom, thank you for that intro to those guys. They're fucking fantastic dudes. So,
Well, I'll tell you, if I can give a shout out, we did a
Sure, do
Saab
shout-outs.
Leopold, Audi Gear, and what was the last one?
Rayman and
Grayman LLC, which is a high-end suit company. We did a private show, gathering VIP thing, and I think that we made some good connections. And if I could do just there's a company or a fundraiser type thing, Hunter 7.
You had a coin.
Research for cancer.
You had a coin, yeah.
Veterans. I got a coin. Hold on. Just give them a look. They're doing a good job. They're just raising money. They're physically writing checks, which is the amazing thing about. And I'm not trying to badmouth any other, but their sole purpose is to take everything that they make and get it to our veterans that are suffering from cancer and medical problems that they've gotten from overseas and doing their jobs over there. Big shout out to our veterans. And a big shout out to Hunter 7 realizing that these men and women need our help. So they did a really great job. We dragged them around to a lot of places. They must have been exhausted, but it's one of those good feelings where you talk to the crew that was there from Hunter 7 and you just got just a warm fuzzies that they were really, really doing something good for our men and women. So that's my spiel for them.
Nice. There's our heroes. There's another hero right there.
There's a big hero.
Leadhead Brigade heroes. Definitely. They get a ride on Lead Force 1. While you're at it and talking and you were showing your lights, let's go ahead and let's talk about, because again, I didn't get to go to SHOT Show, but Tom was gracious enough and kind enough to send me one of the new Wild Ones to try out. Their new pistol lights, 500 lumens. He's looking for his right now. So I'm stalling. And
keeps on.
Subcompact. You could put it on anything with a rail, but it's designed to go on your pistol. I've got it on my P226 right now because I've got to get a new holster for my Glock to fit it. But other than that, I love it. There it is. So talk about it. Talk about the stuff I didn't talk about.
Well, we came out with the full-sized Wild 2 batteries, 1,000 lumens, runtime 2 hours, all aluminum body, which the joke is, and my boss is going to love this, is we had a 7-year love affair with polymer, and we broke up, we got a divorce, and we're dating
metal,
aluminum now, metal. So that's our 2 battery light, and then we came out with the compact, which I think is going to just be super popular. 500 lumens, which listen, we can get into that. The bar, look at that, bam. We can get into that conversation about what's the best lumen, but I think 500 for indoors and compact carry is perfect, and 1,000 for duty is, I think, the sweet spot. I mean, we're going to eventually have battery packs on our backs, and we're going to just turn on our flashlight and the person's just going to disintegrate from the heat. It's going to be like a ray gun. So I think 500 and 1,000 for us and our philosophy. I think I think those are two great.
Yeah. And you and I talked about this last time that you were on, is like sometimes there's too many lumens. A light can be too bright for your use, for what you're trying to use it for.
I think so with windows and picture frames and even white walls. I'm looking at Bill's, a white wall is going to flash a lot of that light back. And the idea, is to identify a threat, identify, some things, but at the same time, you don't want to take yourself out of the fight. And if your pupils are shutting down because you've shined yourself in the light, that's a detriment to the men and women on our police forces and military. That's going to be an issue. So I think 500 is a sweet spot, and I think 1,000 is a sweet spot. That's our philosophy. If people want to continue to go with that bar, I think that
for weapon lights, specifically. Yep. Now you get into truck lights and stuff like that, and then that's a different ball game. Different use, different use, absolutely, kind of thing.
Listen, we're not searching with our weapon lights. We're not peeking around corners to look for a lost puppy. Yeah. That's where you go to handheld and all that. And that's where you can have 700, 800, 1,000, 1,200, whatever it is. Right. But I think on a functional duty weapon, home defense, all that, there you go. That's my boy right there. The best flashlight that nobody knows about in the hands of my friend right there.
Talk about it, since we got it up on the screen.
Yeah, well, let me see. I'm so ill prepared today.
Look, Bill's got one.
That's our TFX. Yep, Bill's got one. Maddie, where's yours? Oh crap! Sorry.
I'm sitting on my couch right now. So
I'll get you one.
700 lumens.
700 lumens. 700, yeah. Very tactile. I feel like the jimping on that is just perfect. We make two versions of that light in the cap. One that can give you high, low, medium, and all that, strobe. And then we have one that just on and off, which I really like. I'm an on-off. Strobe is just strobe. I think if we did a poll at some point, I think we would see where strobe is.
I have used strobe more times than you would think.
Really?
Yeah, it has come in very handy for me. Yeah,
I'm truly surprised to hear that, but
yeah, I've been
so
broken down. Been broken down on the side of the road before.
Okay,
and
all right.
And the strobe in letting oncoming traffic, because it was just one of those back ass real narrow roads. Yep. It let people know that we're coming around and hauling ass, that something was up, and definitely probably saved my life and theirs too.
And if I can speak for as far as INFORCE is concerned, we've gotten some. We're trying to be transparent moving forward. We've gotten a little egg on our face in the past. We've changed a lot of things that, we don't want to brag about it or be catty or whatever, or even defensive. But we are moving forward with some better ideas and protocols and all that to make a much better light, and stepping it up so that we can make a quality.
Well, you listen to your customers.
Tool.
That says a lot about your company. You listen to your company.
We did.
Your customers.
The first thing we did was we ditched the polymer and went to 6061 aluminum. So there you have it. That's my spiel. And I got to get Maddie something because she looks a little left out because we all held up our little.
I have the weapon light in my gun closet, but I ain't got one of the handhelds from y'all.
Maybe we need to get Maddie out here to the Northeast and get her teaching some people.
Yeah.
There you go. I haven't gone up north to teach yet.
That's because nobody wants to come here. I mean, it's
not this time of year.
Not to get off subject, but Northeast is hurting for quality teaching. People that are going to bring some real life skills and some good quality techniques up here.
I'd be happy to come up there and teach.
Bring your plane. Maybe you could just drop in, go inverted. And
y'all have some cool things to do up there. I will 100% try it out for you.
Hey, it's New England. We've got leaves and beer.
You can't beat beer. Can't beat that. So I guess Andrew didn't join us. He got tied up or something. We were looking forward to Andrew because he went to a lot of the after party stuff. What about you guys? Anybody go to the after show parties, events, get-togethers? Okay, Tom.
So I'm gonna tell a funny story. Both Marty and Bill at some point kept on talking about the Circle Bar, and I really thought the Circle Bar was an actual physical place. Like I looked it up.
You Googled Circle Bar.
Yeah.
Isn't the Circle Bar like the?
It's just a bar that's circular shaped, and I didn't know that.
There's no bar called the Circle Bar. Okay.
No, there's not.
It's not called. It doesn't literally have the name Circle Bar. That's just what we call it. People who attend SHOT Show, because it is a big round bar in the middle of is it the Plaza, Venetian? They both have one.
Venetian.
They both have one actually, and they just refer to it as the Circle Bar. Go to that bar that's circular, the Circle Bar.
Yep.
We're simple people.
So
I Googled it, and I was like, I told people about it. Yeah, there's this place called the Circle Bar, and then Bill was like, "You've never been there?" And then finally I got there, I was like, "Yeah, I've actually been here." But we had a party. Bill was part of it as well. Like I said, Sog, Leopold, Audi Gear, and Gray Man. So we actually threw our own after party.
Nice.
So that was a good time.
That was a really good time. Thank you for that invite. That was fantastic.
Cool. What made it fantastic?
It was just something unique and different.
I wasn't there. Bring me into this party. As I'm walking through the front door, what am I seeing? Is there music playing?
Fucking mansion.
Is there
with a helicopter
disco
off your
lights?
Left.
Out front.
Wait, you said it's a mansion.
Yep. Yeah, it was. It was a mansion, had multiple rooms, different styles of room. Like Bill said, helicopter. Out front was a Rolls Royce.
Bentley. With suicide
Was it
doors.
Bentley?
It was a Bentley.
Yeah, with the suicide doors. Helicopter, motorcycles in the foyer, spiral staircase leading to these. It was a good time. It was classic.
Indoor pond where the over under was somebody fell in by 9 o'clock, and somebody did. We missed it. Some unique gifts given out of that one. Thanks, Zach from Out of Gear.
Is mine in the mail? Is my gift bag?
Yeah, absolutely. It should be there by next week sometime.
Yeah.
It's in the mail.
Yeah.
Bad news, they don't send to P.O. boxes. Sorry.
What about you, Maddy?
Honestly, I was looking at the hotels because I've never been to Vegas before. That was my first time.
Oh, so this is your first time to Vegas too?
Wow.
Yeah. So Caesars, I remember going to Caesars and seeing the whole inner town look like the thing that looked like Italy. They had the sky ceiling and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Venetian.
The Venetian, yeah.
Oh, I thought they had it in Caesars, one of the two, and I was just like,
Venetian. You
can spend a week here and not realize you're not not outside. So, that was cool.
Yeah, the money that they put into the decorations of those hotels is just unbelievable.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Did you go to the Bellagio?
What's that?
Did you watch the fountains at the Bellagio? Did you go check those out?
I saw them driving by. I think we were leaving at some point and saw all the water fountains and everything like that.
I guess those are kind of old news by now. They've been around too long, I guess. That's old news.
Mm.
The pirate ship. Did you do the pirate ship there?
Didn't see that.
They stopped that because some dude died.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Treasure Island, they stopped that.
It's right by Mickey's. McGilly's.
Pirates are bad people. They deserve to die, right?
Oh my goodness! Wait, was it the guy, a guy doing the pirate thing, or was it an employee?
Oh,
it was an employee doing the whole show who fell off some tall ass mast of a fake pirate ship, and they ixnayed that.
That's not good.
Leave it to one clumsy motherfucker, and it ruins it for all of us.
One clumsy pirate, and then the rest of us have to suffer.
So your first time to Vegas. What was the coolest? You're like, that is amazing. I can't believe that this is here.
Well, I keep going back to this, but the little Venice in the Venetian where they had gondolas and stuff like that. There was like a actual river
Indoor
inside
river.
the hotel. I thought that was like amazing. Because I've been to Venice and it actually looked like Venice, you know.
Did you go to Paris, and see all the rides and roller coasters and all that stuff?
No, I did see the big Eiffel Tower though. I didn't get to go to it, but I saw it from like a distance.
Paris itself sucks, but it's cool to kind of look at from a distance. Yeah, I don't like that hotel, so they'll never have me there. That's okay. Yeah. That's okay. Did you go to Old Town? Because that's what you got to do when you go to Vegas. You got to go to Old Town. Old Vegas.
It smells like piss.
But it's the experience, the old slot machines and tables and.
Oh, it's kind of cool actually.
It's really good. Especially the D, because the D has that mechanical horse racing machine. The only one left, I think, in Vegas that you can put you put quarters and stuff in and you race the horses around.
They go.
It's awesome. We go there every year. Yeah, and we place bets.
That's pretty cool. One thing I didn't get to see that I wanted to see is everybody was telling me that the city on the outside stops and goes to desert. I really wanted to see that. I could see it from the airplane, but I wanted to drive through it. Didn't get to do that. Next time I will though.
Yeah, you definitely got to do that. Cool.
I will tell you, I finally got to see where the sign is that everybody lines up behind it. Finally, I finally saw it. I didn't go to it, but I finally saw it.
Which sign? What are you talking about?
The sign, the Vegas sign, where everybody lines up and takes the picture. Vegas, welcome to Vegas.
Oh, I figured they have several of those. They just have one?
I think there's one that's particularly popular than most.
The best
and I finally got to see that.
I don't guess I've ever been to that one. I've been to Vegas 1,000 times. Oh, well. So anything else? Anything else you guys have to add about SHOT Show? Final thoughts on SHOT Show. We'll wrap this up, and then we'll get to our listener questions here.
I got to say, Staccato through an event Friday night I went to that was fantastic. Got to see Jimmy Irwin and his wife, and goddamn, do Staccato's shoot nice. Oh my! Oh, those are nice pistols. Yeah, that was.
I want to get my hands on a Regulus as well, Lionheart.
Oh, those are really.
Those are handsome firearms. Those are.
Yes, they are.
I mean, granted, I would beat the crap out of it, but just to open up your suit, shoulder rig, and I know some people shoulder rigs, but a little holiday gun, oh, beautiful,
holiday gun,
sexy. No, you don't have a holiday gun?
I don't know what is that. Define that for me.
No, I don't know if I came up with this term, but on the holidays, I wear a particular a nicer gun. So because I always have a gun on. So lately it's been my a PPK. So I wear it in an executive shoulder rig. I, dress up for the holidays. I look, So it's I just call it the holiday gun.
It's like the opposite of a shower gun.
Right. Exactly. Right.
I like
it's all
that.
soapy and crudded up, and just needed to protect yourself this is when you're all fancy pants and looking sharp.
All right, let's go to our post here that I did. I did a post on Instagram, SHOT Show, hit or miss. I can't remember whose thumb that is, but I got thumbs up, and then I got Rob Pincus putting his head down in shame or disgust. I don't know what it is, but I couldn't pass posting that picture. So let's see what everybody says here. And I was just asking whoever went, give us your feedback. So Andre DeLu, who Andre's been on the show a few times, haven't had him in a while, but he's a writer. He writes for a lot of the gun magazines. So you guys have probably heard of Andre. Very knowledgeable. Need to get him back on the show. He says, this year they had the very center of the main floor, about 50 square yards, set up for podcast, interviews, and video. When I didn't see you there, I figured you might be opted out not to attend. So I guess that's new, the podcasting area, interviews and videos and stuff.
Well, that's where a vendor was not stationed.
I never go up there, so let's see. It's Maddy Dawg. Nevada Cerakote. It says, was there Tuesday and Wednesday, checked everything off our list we needed to accomplish without wasting time. Attendance level was perfect. Perfect by meaning, and I've heard numbers from 30% less to more than 50%. And most people are saying they feel it was less than 50% attendance. So less than half that normally goes. Really enjoyed the lack of brochure cart boys.
Oh, hell yes. That was fantastic.
Which, Maddy, you don't know what we're talking about, but there's this specific person at SHOT Show, or group of people that like to collect brochures and all the printed stuff, and they have these wheeled carts that they pull behind them that get in the way of people walking trying to get to places.
Oh, it's like people visiting SHOT Show that are just collecting this?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's like a cult, like a subculture or something.
It's usually a certain demographic, so I'll just leave it at that. I thought it was great. This is bullets and barrels. I thought it was great. Ran into lots of old friends and new ones, which that's typical for SHOT Show. And that's really why I like going to any of these events. It's not really for the products or anything like. It's to see my buds and hang out with my buds. That's what I really enjoy about these shows. That's my best
Had to get
time.
the readers out.
Huh?
Had to get the readers out.
Shut up. The Joker, 6981. Going to a SHOT Show is definitely on my bucket list. I'll make it there one day. I think it's getting easier and easier to get there. So,
Yeah.
Man, I hope not, because attendance was perfect this year. This is by far, Maddy, for your first SHOT Show.
I got
Be
spoiled.
thankful you got fucking
yeah, you
spoiled.
did. You did.
My first SHOT Show was an ass kicking. And my wife came with me, and I came and dropped on the bed in the room. She goes, "All right, let's go. We're going to go out." I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about? I just walked 15 miles. No. With
Did
all
anybody
that,
check their phones to see how many miles like they actually walked?
I averaged
Some people do that.
11, 12 a day.
Oof.
Yeah, I was all over the place.
You know how I knew the numbers were down? In the Venetian, there's an elevator that leads to the garage. And if you're familiar with SHOT Show at all, that line is usually super long.
Takes forever.
Right, to get up that one elevator to get to the garage.
Takes forever to get out of SHOT Show at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
It wasn't like
I
that.
assume it
But I
wasn't
really
that way.
am fearful that they'll open it up to make up for the numbers, and that would be disastrous.
It would be. It would just piss everyone off.
So this goes to this guy's post, S.M. Gilliam, asking for a friend. If I upload a few videos to YouTube and call them reviews of firearms and certain products that relate to the industry, can I call myself part of the media and attend?
Let's not answer that one.
I said,
Right.
I said, question, does your friend have a beard, or is your friend a 10 on the Hot Crazy Matrix chart?
That was well played, by the way.
Yeah, I thought it was. But then he responded back. He didn't get the sarcasm, I guess. He said, beard check, not crazy operator or hipster beard, though.
What's the matter with hipster beards?
I don't know. Let's go to Facebook. Facebook, we've got some questions here, too, or comments. Let's
There's some
see.
bright blue glasses, dude.
Brett Badal. I visited Century, Kalashnikov USA, Zastava, and Arsenal Boost. Brett is a big AK Corner fan. He listens to the AK Corner. He didn't tell me what he saw, though. So, okay. Our buddy Jeff Hornsby and Wally, I guess the last SHOT Show that we were on, we had them on. Wally's a former Navy SEAL, and Wally, just all-around badass dude. Wally and I missed you in the lead quarters, along with Hall of Fame three-time Super Bowl champion, career NE Patriot Matt Light. Matt Light was there, I guess, NFL dude. Worked with Howell Son Booth all week. This is from Adam Litke. Adam's been on the show. He's a 3-gun shooter. Lower attendance than previous years. However, I felt it was a far better business experience, which I was getting that from a lot of people. Majority of people in the attendance were there to do business, not just collect catalogs. There's some more from Jeff. It was disappointing to see a lot of the big names just mail it in. Savage had a huge space with no guns, no pics of guns, just a couple of tables and chairs. Should have just stayed home. And I've heard some behind-the-scene things on all the goings-on with that, too, as far as NSSF itself, that they opened up a whole new tier of membership that was pushing some of the some of the people out of the main space and pushing them over into the Caesars, forcing them over there. They have this system, I guess, that the longer you've been there, they have a point system, and they do it like a draft, like an NFL draft, and the higher the number, I guess, points you get to pick your booth space, and they go down the line. But then at 1 year, I guess they just locked it in. It's like, all right, these people are always going to pick this space, so we just lock them in there. But they opened up some new membership that was screwed up that whole plan and pushed some people, and I heard there's some people butthurt over that. Just things I've heard. Nothing's confirmed, so I don't know. And also, and you probably know this, Tom, because you guys have bought booths there, right? Booth space, they charge $41 a square foot for the booth space.
I think so. It's expensive.
Yeah.
It's not easy. And you can be at SHOT Show for 20 years in a row, skip a year, and you're going to be put down at the bottom of the list.
Yeah. If you don't hold your spot.
By INFORCE, and again, two entities here, by us not going, there is some punishment. I don't know if that happens for SIG or anybody like that. Let's be honest, they're on a different tier.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's a little rough.
Yeah. You know how much a keg costs? You know these booths have kegs. They'll all, at the end of the day, they'll have like mixers and happy hours and stuff. $1,000 for a keg of beer.
For one keg.
One keg, $1,000.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Plus, you got to pay the service fee. So, one booth they did 3 kegs, and it cost them like $4,500 to do 3 kegs.
Jesus, everybody should have just come to Liam's second birthday party.
So they're making some jack. They're making some jack.
What gets me is if you send something to yourself UPS, they charge you just to handle it. So you pay your shipping fee for $150 for whatever, and then they charge you an additional amount just to hand it to you. And it's not cheap. It cracks me up how much. I would like to see the final tally, if you will.
The bill?
The final bill.
Yeah. And
what it is, and if it's breaking even or what. Just as a human being,
they're making money.
Not any company at all. I'm just kind of curious on what the final tally is.
So I've heard numbers as far as attendance goes. There was like 40,000. There's been speculations that there was as few as 25,000 in attendance.
I would say it's lower than 40. Oh, yeah. I mean, it was so easy to cruise through there. It was fantastic.
Do we know the highest it's ever been? To give like a comparison?
I don't know.
Like 80,000?
All right, so pretty much what we've been talking about, that's kind of the feedback that we're getting here from the post that I did. Really like some of the press sees. Dogdow sadly did not get to go. Really like some of the products that came out. Interested in the new Canic pistol they released there, and they also released the new AK, the bulge front trunnion BFT AK-47 that Century released. We talked about it on the AK Corner. Andrew gave you some specifics on that, so go back to that episode, listen to that. And he says, Aero Products and the MBA rifle. What's the MBA rifle? Anybody see that one from Aero? I don't know.
Nope.
I'll have to Google that one and check it out. So that's it, I guess. So what do you guys think? You think they'll have it next year? Think there'll be any reason for them not to after this?
I don't think there's going to be any change for a little bit, but I think that I'm hoping that the input that it was getting a little closer to what it used to be. I hope that motivates them to sort of rein that in and get it back to its roots. Yeah. Because I think moving in this direction personally, I think you're going to lose the core of that. Mm-hmm. Or don't call it SHOT Show anymore. Just call it something else, or revamp it and squash all those expectations.
Or move it out of Vegas.
But I think move it out of Vegas, change it up a little bit, make the rules stricter and get back to its roots, or change it and call it something else. But make a separation and almost like a rebrand.
They should just open it up to the public and make it a true marketing event now, which is what it is. And just
wait, open to the public? That would be horrific.
No, that would be exactly what they want it to be at that point.
That would be horrific. Then there's no point in going.
It would be horrific for us.
No, it's like what Tom just said. Make it more strict like it used to be, or open it up to everybody and just let everybody go and do it. Why not do both?
Get stolen then?
Why not do both?
I don't think it can be both.
No, you can have two separate events.
Yeah.
Maybe have like the first 2 days for businesses and then the second 2 days to like open up to everybody else who wants to come.
Oh,
again, kind of like what Bill said, it would be a nightmare for the companies that set up in securing their stuff so it doesn't get stolen, and the giveaways, and things like that. But
I mean, isn't that what NRA is? Because that's open to the public.
No, that's what I'm saying. Why not SHOT Show do like NRA and just open it up to the public? If you've been to NRA and you've been to SHOT Show, it's two different shows. It's not, and the vendors do it differently than they do at SHOT versus how they do it at NRA. So,
I think it's blurred. I think those lines are starting to blur.
With SHOT Show, definitely.
Yeah, with SHOT Show, absolutely.
It's definitely not a buyer's.
Like I said, they either need to pull the Band-Aid and go in a different direction and stop calling it that and market it as the new and improved or new and just new, or start
just call
slowly
it,
but surely bringing it back to what it was so that it can continue as that entity.
Just call it SHOT Show for the public. Open it up to the public and then have the
I'm not saying either one is a good thing. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I think people are frustrated with the fact that it's become something slow. It's what is it? A cut, death by 1,000 cuts. We didn't really notice it right away, but every year something happened. Now when you compare 20 years ago to today, it's absolutely
two different animals.
180 degrees. Yep, absolutely, 100%.
I agree. But I don't see why they couldn't do one for the public. Just open it up to the public, because that's basically what they're doing. They're just letting anybody in now.
Still within reason, they're not. But if
not
they're
really
open to the public, that would be fucking terrible.
Terrible for who, Bill?
Who?
Terrible
for
the
who? Vendors. I mean, for
why?
As much shit is already
because
stolen.
It's a marketing event, and that's what most of them would do. They don't even do buyers now. They don't even sign up buyers anymore. Some do, some don't.
Not designed to be public, so
but it turns. That's what it's turned into.
Not totally. In part,
semi-public.
Yes, I agree. Semi-public. So I'm with Tom on that one. But yeah, that would be rough if it was full public. Holy shit!
But we could all agree that even the last 5 years, I'm still fresh, but I've seen a difference. Mm-hmm. I went from answering real questions to not so real questions.
To NRA questions.
Nonsense. Yeah. And can I have one of your stickers or patches? Do you even know what we do? Nope.
No, don't care. Don't give a shit. Just.
Oh, that's up to the vendor, though. At that point, it's up to the vendor on whether they give shit out and how they give it out. If you're just gonna willy-nilly give people shit, then they're gonna come by and ask for your shit. Otherwise, it's like, hey, you want to hear what we do? No? Well, fuck you. You don't get my patch then.
So you got to sit. It's like the condominium thing where you have to timeshare, where you have to sit through the 6-hour spiel.
Well, you use your marketing guys, and you have, hey, we're going to be giving this away. Come by our booth and listen to blah blah blah. And at the end of blah blah blah's talk, we're giving this shit away.
Kind of like how Maddy got her certificate. She survived walking on a plane.
Yeah.
Now you get the certificate. I don't get the certificate first.
Well, maybe you don't.
You didn't pass yet.
Maybe you don't go through an 8-hour course.
You didn't survive. When we're glad you survived, Maddy. By the way,
I appreciate that.
Yeah, we are. So I think we pretty much covered everything that I wanted to cover. Is there anything else that you guys wanted to talk about in particular, Maddy?
Nope, I'm good.
Got everything covered, all the highlights, everything you want to talk about SHOT Show?
Thanks.
Anybody you want to thank for their kindness, or did you have a sponsor that sent you out there?
Yeah, definitely Sharpshooters, like 100%. They sponsor that entire trip. I got to hang out with some of the guys from the retail side of the store, so it was really fun. I got to hang out with the guy that owns the range, Kevin. They did a really great job, made sure I was taken care of, fed me the entire time. Like, can't thank them enough.
Very cool. I'm sure they will appreciate that. Tom?
try on some Maddy gear.
I like it. I dig it, man.
No, thanks to you for giving the platform to express ourselves and also shout out to a little bit of product too. So it's always appreciated. You do a great job, and you're just glad to be here. So thank you.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate y'all being on. Bill?
You, of course, dude. Without you not getting in, or as easily getting in, since we do work very closely.
So you're saying I'm the problem of SHOT Show and all these people getting in that shouldn't be?
No, not at all.
Just
Quit trying to twist my words, asshole.
He's also like, thank you for keeping me from my supper.
I'm keeping everybody from your supper. I'm sorry.
No, but
hey, I got stew.
Great.
I did a roast last night. Phenomenal. So y'all come over. I've got roast, potatoes, vegetables. Oh, it's so good.
What time did you finally finish cooking that?
It finished at midnight.
Jesus, I talked to you at 9.
Yeah, I mean, slow roast, baby. It's slow roast.
Well, all right.
10 hours.
So,
my dinner finished when the thing went ding. I opened the little door. I pulled it out.
Backtracking, it was also fantastic to hang out with Tom as much as we did. How I did not get the vids.
The what?
The vids.
Oh, COVIDs.
Because Tom and I.
That's another thing.
Pretty much every fucking night.
That's the thing. Another thing. I've talked to several people and they're all sick. They've all got the SHOT Show crud.
Yep.
Well, as normal, like every year, it's expected. So, whoop-de-doo.
SHOT Show immunity has not built up.
Those masks really worked, didn't they?
Did you see the masks?
Huh? What mask?
Oh, they said
Geisley.
Oh, did you have?
Oh yeah.
What does it say?
Guys,
weapon makers. You think they would have done like a black one with white letters so you could see that shit? But they were more mute. I guess that's camouflage. That's urban camouflage.
Yeah.
They're onto something. Why? I shouldn't question them, should I? They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. Well, I appreciate you guys being on. Thank you so much for filling in the lead heads, giving them a little first-hand account of what they missed this year, what I missed, more so than them. And NRA coming up. We definitely are going to be there. We're going to be at Kel-Tec's booth as long as they have it. It's in Dallas, right, this year? Instead of Houston. No, it's Houston. Supposed to be in Houston, but it's Dallas this year.
I thought it was Houston.
No, let me check. I'm pretty sure it's Dallas.
So your podcast will be, hey, I'm sitting here in Dallas.
Where's everybody at?
I'm going to interview these two drunk bums over here because I'm in the wrong town.
NRA at Houston. You're right.
Oh.
Was it Dallas last time?
Yeah.
Okay. So it was Dallas last time. It's Houston this time.
Yes, it's George R. Brown Convention Center.
The George R. Brown. Yep, that's it. May 27th through the 29th. NRA, we will be at Kel-Tec's booth. So make sure you check that out. It's coming up. We got several months, so I don't know. I'm pushing and promoting it now, but just letting you know. We'll be back in action. Hopefully the old hip will be ready to go by then. Big thanks to all the sponsors that made this episode possible. Seal 1, cleaning, lube, protecting. They are coming out with, you see their little Microsoft fiber cloth that comes in these packages. They're going to be coming out with a pre-soaked version of this with their CLP. So you can just easily, quickly wipe down and go. So we're excited about that. Not out yet. Dwight's going to send me one. It's going to be orange versus the red one that comes in their standard pack. Maddy, give me your address. I'm going to have them send you some of this.
Cool. Sounds good.
And we're actually going to give one of these away today. So, Maddy, you got your social medias up, Instagram or Facebook?
I do Instagram.
All right, go to that post I did, and I want you to pick a lucky winner. Go through those, randomly pick it however you want to receive the Seal 1 packet from Dwight.
Just random?
Just random, go through there, or if you see a name that looks cool, whatever you want to do.
My thumb landed on the Joker 6981.
The Joker 6981. There you go. Email me, talkingled@gmail.com. Let me know the episode and what you won and your contact info. And for her? One of those for her? For me?
No, for one of your listeners.
Oh, you're going to give one of those away too?
Ooh.
You want to do it?
Let's do it. Let's do it. I love it. So
I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 1 million.
So what Tom has just laid on us is he's going to give away one of their wild ones.
Let's do it. Wild ones.
Wild ones.
Wild ones. Maddy, do the honors.
Lights.
Do the same thing?
Scroll down.
Let's
and
do
pick
Facebook.
Somebody not Joker 6999.
Go to Facebook this time.
All right, go to Facebook.
Yeah, go to Facebook. We'll mix it up.
And I will send them a light.
Awesome, man. Thank you. That's awesome.
Only if Bill sends me a challenge coin.
Oh, you already got that one coming, dude. So.
I'm just kidding.
The drum roll.
Right, here we go. Trying to hold my phone in one hand.
All right.
Ready?
All right.
Is she holding it up? She's just going randomly.
She's not even looking. Oh.
Jeff Hornsby.
Jeff Hornsby. There you go.
And the range?
Huh? Jeff Hornsby in the range. I love it.
Right.
Jeff.
Well, Jeff's going to get in contact.
Shoot me an email, talkingled@gmail.com. You just won the wild one from INFORCE Pistol Light, 500 lumens, all metal construction these days because they don't do that polymer crap anymore. They're into the hardness. They like the hardness scale. So, congratulations. And thanks to all you lead heads for participating. That's how we do it on this show. You participate. You listen, you win. And you have to listen. Huh?
Marty.
What?
You want one of those?
You going to send me one?
No, for one of your listeners.
Well, here's the thing. We don't know what state they're in, whether it's legal. So
Yeah, true. It's a magazine, so
it's a magazine, so.
That's way too many issues.
It's a thought back.
Way to make it weird, Bill. Way to make it weird.
I lost where I was going with it. I was wrapping it up, and then Bill fucks it up.
Yeah, I just
every time.
fucked it up for you every time.
Every time. So big thanks to Tom for the giveaway. Thanks to Seal 1 for coming back for this season, another season sponsor of the Talking Lead podcast. Kel-Tec Weapons. We showed you the P15 earlier. We're going to have Chad and the gang on to talk about that and anything else new and exciting that they've got going on. That's coming up in the next couple of weeks, so make sure you stay tuned for that. KelTecWeapons.com, at Kel-Tec. I think it's at Kel-Tec Weapons on the social medias too. Mission First Tactical for our dump trays, our tactical wallets, our holsters. They do holsters. I'm probably going to get him to do a holster for my new light from you guys, although they don't do weapon light standard. He'll probably do one custom for me. Mission First Tactical, they've got some new stuff coming. They've got new bags out. They've got a new range bag coming, Bill. New range bag coming. And they've got a new rail for AR. New AR rail coming out. We're going to talk about that soon. He's supposed to be sending me a prototype to test out. So,
I'll have to call Dave.
New cool stuff coming out from Mission First. Use the code LEADHEAD. You get 20% off at Mission First. Use the code LEADHEAD at seal1.com. You're going to get 25% off. So any of their cleaning products at Seal 1, anything they've got going on there, 25% off. You're going to get 1776 United, the makers of our awesome classic logo Talking Lead t-shirts, patches, Leadhead Brigade shirts. Use the code Talking Lead. You get 20% off there. ASP USA, sorry, Tom, but another light company. They also have batons. I got one of the batons here somewhere. The handcuffs, any of their police stuff there, the lights. Use the code, where's it at? Leadhead in all caps. And you're going to get 15% off. But you got to go to the link on my website, talkinglead.com. Use the link there, and then use the code LEADHEAD, all caps. You get 15% off anything at ASP USA, as long as it's not on sale. Who else? Flatline Fiber Co. You know Flatline, don't you, Maddy?
I run their dump pouch. I do.
Yeah, the awesome dump pouch. We had Chad on not too long ago talking about his new innovative dump pouch that he's made at Flatline Fiber Co. They also have rifle slings there. They've got the cool things that go on your ear pro, the pads for your ear pro that go up top. Use the code LEADHEAD there. You're going to get 10% off. And then our newest, Defiant Munitions, which I did have their hat on earlier, ammo. And Pete has got all kinds of new ammo calibers in his arsenal now. So DefiantMunitions.com. Use the code all caps LEADHEAD. You get 10% off there, anything. And they're doing coffee there, too. I don't know if you guys are into coffee, but they make some really good coffee. I've heard. I don't drink coffee. But Tia's drank it. She really likes it. So Defiant Munitions, 10% off there. Again, thanks, my guest, Maddy. Give your social media contact info again, where everybody can find you.
Yep, it's at Maddy Dawg _training, and it's MADDYDAWG. Or you can get a hold of me at Sharpshooters USA.
Sharpshooters USA. Tom, Enforce.
Enforce 01 is our Instagram. So, and www.enforce-mill.com is our website for any kind of orders that you want to do.
There you go. Thank you for the light for our listener there. That was awesome. Thank you for that.
No worries.
And then Billdo, we'll have you back on sometime soon. Go back several episodes back. We covered the FLIOA Biennial National Conference. I had a good time there and did some great interviews. That's where we had Tom on for the first time. We had Jake with Daniel Defense. We had all kinds of people. I know it was a good event.
Yeah, it was. There's some good vendors there.
Yeah, good shows. And then that was brought to us by Feds Protection, who did the coins.
God bless Brenda.
Yeah, here we go, the coin. Which they came in late, so we weren't able to give these away. So we've got a few. I'm actually going to have some made with Talking Lead on one side and Leadhead Brigade on the other. We're going to do pre-orders for those. I'll give you guys info on when we do those so that you can get in on the pre-order for those. But until then, as always, Leadheads, keep your loved ones close.
And your firearms.
Firearms closer.
And stay sharp.
And stay off of planes unless you wear a parachute.
Never.
Stay lit.